Previously, in the Age of Ashes. The heroes of Breachio found their way down to Summershade quarry to face down the leaders of the Scarlet Triad. After you follow the Alobalus River for 4 days and then the Cathar of Vausa for another 5 before finally forking off to find Summershade Granite Quarry sometime in the late afternoon. It will be the 11th now of Desness. Summershade Granite Quarry sits in the shadow of a pretty large mountain range that spans the border with Cheliax. You would see that there are a quartet of what are clearly Scarlet Triad grunts sitting around a table playing some kind of a dice game.
29.
29, yes.
58.
That's the number of the day.
Save.
Apparently.
58 on dwarf number here. And also because you have crit specialization with whatever you're wielding when you're raging, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna knock that guy right in front of you prone. Hammer crit specialization is you literally paint.
Ah!
So he's flat now. And he has to make a fortitude save. He is very deaf. He's
Tinnitus.
laying on the ground. He can't hear anything. And most of his mouth is broken.
All he hears is just.
It's like a bomb just went off specifically
Like
for
the
him.
Saving Private Ryan. Eleonora. Alrighty, and we really did leave off not terribly far after our making headway into the quarry itself. We'd come into Summershade Quarry proper. Let me get where's my music? There's my music. Got my Sirenscape, got my music. We'd come into Summershade Quarry proper after a ridiculously long journey and realized that this is a large operation. Or not, if not an operation, at least a large geographical amount of space. And making what will be looked back upon as probably wise decision to not stride out into the middle of the quarry in full view of everyone that could possibly be here. We fought our way up a side passage, meeting some of the Scarlet Triad forces, some of their enforcers that we had faced down similar sort many times before by now. I'd say you've gotten quite good at it, actually.
You might say we took a gamble coming into this first room.
And we have...
Yeah.
Because we broke up the card game.
Oh, I was like, there's a pun there, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too, real
Yeah.
hard.
It's okay.
They were gambling.
I just saved
messed
your
up
bacon.
their
He
game.
said it in the stupid voice, so like there was definitely a pun involved,
Wait, there's another voice he has aside
but it
from
wasn't
that one?
immediately apparent.
Trishik's voice. Stupid voice, Trishik's voice.
It is,
Oh,
yes, if I talk like this, it's not a pun. But if I say anything like this, there's a joke.
If you talk to this normal voice, just assume it's stupid, you can discount it. It makes it really easy to mentally kind of file the information I get from this side of the table.
I mean, there's a reason why we call him Derp, so.
He picked that, not us.
I picked that a long time ago. I knew what I was doing.
I know what I'm about, son.
Send him.
I know more than
That's
you.
been my online name since I was like 16.
As we come back in here today, we are in this first pair of chambers, really, separated only by a curtain. The first we've come across in this long, single hallway burrowed into the side of the quarry that seems to run around the outskirts of the excavation itself. After defeating a bunch of the Triad slavers in here, you are left in a quiet room now, surrounded by yet more bodies, and an opening that does look out over the quarry itself, about 15 feet above the floor, where you saw whatever gigantic being is in the middle of the quarry, quite literally just pumping some rocks. He's got a bunch of boulders around him. At this point, done with whatever he's doing, he seems to have put the boulders down and is making sure he's got it stretched out properly. But the group of you up here, kind of peering out there, Valia, sort of trying to look a little past the party. Well, it was certainly a very wise choice to come around the way we did. If each of these openings we can see throughout the quarry connects to another chamber as well guarded as this one, we would have put the entirety of this operation on alert if we head forward.
things go well, we can go ahead and take down each of these rooms one by one without alerting them that we're here. Then I should leave the big one in the center there, just by himself.
Marshall,
Yes.
can we have a talk?
I suppose, dear. I pull out a seed and pop a squat and just start eating a potato.
And there are a bunch
Gotta
of
carb up.
bunk bed stations around the edge of this room, and some scattered little crates and trunks. There's plenty of stuff to just
Oh, yeah.
pop a squat upon if you don't wish just the floor.
Well, while we're talking, I'm doing a quote-unquote medicine check on myself because I got a little bit of boo-boos
If
on
you
me.
excuse me, I'm just gonna go over and just start
Drinking potions.
drinking potions and medicine checking on myself. Expert.
Trained 25.
All right, well, actually critically succeeds, so you will get 4d8 health back,
Yay.
33.
and you'll get 4d8 plus 10. But as you're talking and Marshall's drinking away his pain, Eleanor starts to tend to herself. Go ahead.
Marshall, dear, do you know why we have this beautiful young lady over here with a very large shield?
I mean, she's really good at doing stuff and things, and she likes as much bloodlust as I do.
Marshall, do you know why it's good when you get big and you have really long arms?
Yes?
So that you can stand behind the person with the shield, let her take the hits for you, and you can reach your big, amazing gorilla dwarf arms around her and pummel people and not get bloodied halfway to damnation.
I can't help it! You're in the way!
Help it!
Well, perhaps, Marshall, we didn't actually fully lay out every little piece of the plan beforehand. We just kind of, I think we all took our positions and no one bothered to communicate with you. And perhaps that's something we shouldn't be doing in the future. So we'll lay out a bit of a battle plan before we go into the next room. But the general idea of the curtain thing, right, is that Trushik here would fire some arrows through, get them all riled up, they'd come after us, right? And when they'd open the curtain, we'd all be there waiting for him. And with the perfect formation, you behind us, me in front, and we just got slaughtering the lot of them. Instead, what happened is you got a little ahead of yourself, and no one really told you this was the plan. We just kind of played it off, right? But we'll tell you next time, I promise you that.
Okay. I apologize. I got a little excited. I wanted to play with rectangle, you know.
On hindsight, it shouldn't really surprise me that you got excited. It's sort of what you do.
Well, honestly, I didn't think it went too bad.
It could have been better, I'll admit.
Marshall is half dead.
Oh,
And Marshall at
He's
this point
always half dead.
is pretty bloodied. You've gotten beaten pretty severely by
His half
the,
dead is our regulars.
the wild flailing of the Scarlet Triad enforcers in the front, as well as the fairly adept archery of their captain in the back, who, as he's probably snapping off arrow shafts and drinking away his pain, have
Pretty
born
much.
into him pretty well.
I mean,
Marshall, stay still for a moment, darling. I do adore you, but sometimes... Fashik. Rock! And a very large amount of healing energy will flow through you, and you'll feel yourself puff up and get invigorated.
oh!
And that's a big dog right there.
How many you need?
Like every
to
single
level
like
5.
Level
stab
5?
wound
Okay.
and cut and like bruise just.
Well, maybe. You do have a lot of them, so let's see if it's ever
Well, not
one
every
of
single
them.
one, but a majority of them.
Plus 40.
Those 62.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, it's not-
62.
Not quite everyone, is it?
pretty hefty.
I'm almost at full, so yes, I will take
Okay,
that.
well, fair enough. Pretty much everyone.
As
I stand corrected.
No, you
Pretty
sit
much the
corrected.
only thing that really laid into him was the archer.
Yeah, the archer.
The
kind of-
resistance to bludgeoning damage, really.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
It really made the flails largely kind of
Moment-
bounce off him.
the
He
moment
gets so mad, they're little tiny flails.
I'm like, is that bludgeoning?
Meh.
Yes. Okay, I don't care.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Bonk.
gonna chug down a potion.
All right.
Pretty
That's it.
much.
Of course they make it bitter. If they made it sweet, you'd be drinking them just for no reason.
I don't feel like I'm drinking them for no reason anyways.
For what is worth, Marshal, would be nice to have you standing about 10, 15 feet back. Let men come in, let me get behind. They don't stand chance with you in front and me behind.
I know. I'm sorry. Like I said, I got excited.
It's no problem.
And wherever
It's
you
just
all
good
are
to think.
standing, I'm going to be standing 20 feet behind that.
Preferably 100 feet that way. Go as far away as possible.
The concern, Marshal, if I may interject, is less well, the general positioning of yourself and your, well, what appears to be reckless and wanton disregard for your own mortality. But more the fact that myself and Miss Rasheen, and even in some cases Eleonora here, have some very difficulty bringing our weapons to bear. The single file approach is, well, this is a tactic you may be familiar with, but that I believe you may have inverted. The goal is to bring all of our force as much as possible to bear against small portions of theirs, not the opposite.
Yeah, I can understand that.
What
On the
she's,
bright side, you didn't die.
True.
what she's trying to say is don't get in the way because you can't fly.
Well, I'm not entirely positive how well flying would help in caves such as these, but
I could jump really high.
it'd certainly allow us to navigate the quarry a bit easier, I suppose, but
Speaking of the quarry, is that pathway leading out like a gate, or is it open? 'Cause I saw the bars on the map.
it has basically a set of posts that have been hammered into the stone floor. They're not. It's not like full bars,
Just like
floor to
safety
ceiling,
rails.
but it is just functionally a fence. It is about a chest high. Don't fall out of this into the quarry.
If you fall
fence.
out, we've done
It is
our
a
part.
quarry.
This
they
is your fault.
unironically do have some OSHA compliance things to deal
A
with.
safer working environment than the Death Star.
There you go. So they do have at least some barrier to prevent people from accidentally just stumbling out. But they don't have a top rail or anything. It is actually just a series of posts.
Oh, that
Oh,
would solve
Just
me.
as they're fairly well spaced, maybe only about a foot or so between them. You could fit through them, but it'd be almost impossible to just kind of wander blindly
If you were
backwards over the
determined to
cliff.
throw yourself out of this opening, you could totally
it
do
will
it.
not. If you wanted to throw yourself 15 feet to the stone below, you know you could do that.
So,
But it's trying to dissuade it, at least a little.
Please, no.
now that we're all in better shape, what's the plan?
Well, let's see what we have here first. Perhaps we find some information or perhaps something useful.
This man did seem to be some form of leader.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Well, it looks like the barracks of some kind. I imagine that most of what we just dealt with was their off-duty forces. Unfortunately, they don't seem to have mustered much of an actual defense for the quarry itself.
Well, why would they need to defend it so hard? It's in the middle of nowhere. No one else knows it's here.
Very much relying on subtlety, which means, fortunately, that news of our antics in Kintargo probably haven't reached them yet.
That's because we kill everyone before they can leave.
This is typically our form of information control is no one gets to write a report.
That seems like a
Ironically, we've
policy.
actually gotten quite good at this whole Shadow War nonsense.
It is certainly a far cry from what I experienced with Miss Resme here in Wangi. We just fought much more of a traditional war against the Cinderclaw cultists.
Well, we were in a jungle surrounded by absolutely nothing, no one, and we really didn't have much of a choice in which way we had to fight because, well, they were monkeys and frog things and trees.
That brings me to my only concern of the situation so far. And she gestures towards the tunnel leading further west out of the bunk on the western half of this chamber. It does only appear to again be a single passage. If at any point alarms should spread, they have some contingencies in place, or even perhaps a similar wizard, such as El Varashma watching over the area. If word reaches them, it seems they'll have an easy time knowing what direction we're approaching from.
It's quite true, but at the same time, it'll be a lot harder for them to leave any forces to flank us. And if it does alert the entire force, it seems that one-on-one, we're more than a match for them. So with proper formations and positioning, if they were all to come at us in one big long line, I think we'd be able to mulch them up pretty nicely.
Also-
We do have advantage. They have larger force, but no way to get it to us in cave.
Yes.
true.
Miss Rasheen, didn't you tell me a story about a very small group of people who used a very tiny, small space like this to negate almost a large army? And, well, they all died at the end, but they managed to bring down thousands and thousands of people first.
Well, it wasn't really thousands and thousands of people. It was just like more like they had a few score and there was like 5 on the other side.
Well, that's still impressive.
Oh, it was quite impressive. Yes, they held them off for quite a while, and well, they all died in the process, and nothing really. It was in Galt, you understand. Nothing ever
Oh,
goes well there.
yes, of course.
The-
But it was quite effective.
Dozens, if not hundreds, of assorted stories of military victories, regaling the powers of tactics over brute force and numbers. But here, admittedly, we do seem somewhat limited in our approach. But you are correct. This is perhaps a blessing and a curse.
We might as well take advantage of the situation while we have it. They don't know we're here yet. We keep moving on to the room, taking them out until some alarm is managed to get out, and at that point, we'll have to go to adapt our tactics.
Well,
I'll start searching around the room to make sure there's nothing we're missing.
as you look around, and Valia turns to start helping, just looking around the area. I only mention because it seems it would be worth our efforts to attempt to move at least somewhat quickly. If we can stay ahead of this passing wave of changing of shifts, this will be much easier for us.
But I didn't bring another dress.
The shifts. Ha! I get it.
I
get
did
it. That's very clever.
I am very clever.
So as you know,
I don't get it.
I get it.
as
It's
we
your
look
underdress, dear.
around
shift.
this chamber,
We focus on the task at hand, or are we just gonna
So
We are
while
not,
this
no.
is
we're
happening,
gonna make jokes the entire time?
We're going to make jokes the
We have to do
entire
something while you're
time.
busy wrapping your bandages around yourself because the
so
gods are
True Sheik,
forsaken
what are
you.
you doing?
Well,
Probably
as you're
looting
talking to him, I
bodies.
figured I had time
I
to
will
do
join you
Of
because
course,
this is
of course.
boring for Marshall.
looking around the room itself, these scattered bunks look like they have enough places to keep maybe a dozen or a bit more of the Scarlet Triad members here resting at a time throughout this chamber. And the curtain seems to have pretty easily separated this into a resting and sleeping area and just a recreation on the other side where they had their little mini gambling hall. It doesn't seem that there's much they keep in here that's of value. There's some personal effects, some food, some water skins, and plenty of changes of clothes for what appears to be a fairly large variety of men and women that come passing through here. There are many more crates and trunks than there are bunks, which would make sense if they have any kind of rotating shifts or anything going through. But that said, it doesn't look like there's enough stuff here for more than like a score of Scarlet Triad enforcers, and you've already killed more than a half dozen. So,
Progress.
judging by what is here, this is a pretty good chunk taken out of what may be at the quarry numerically. That said, each of the people that you had taken down here that had been here at the time that had grabbed their weapons, have their weapons and their armor with them, which are worth something. And this was 5 dwarfo, 1 big man. So you get 5 generic plus 1 weapon, 6 generic plus 1 weapon, and a plus 1 striking. I'm again not going to bother delineating them at this point. I'm assuming they're all just getting yeeted unceremoniously into the sack of holding,
That is exactly what is
where
happening.
the runes will later be alchemized into gold.
Yep.
But
It's like Bard's Tale. It just immediately turns into cash as soon as it goes into our bag.
this is just the bag of cash for later. At this point, these are only slightly more than mundane weapons to you, really. Resources to be fenced later for better causes than what these slavers have been putting them towards. But none of them seem to be well kitted enough to have any sort of runes implanted in their armor, nothing fancy about their weapons. And save for the couple you'd found the weapons rack in the other chamber, there's really nothing of interest or value here. In fact, there's almost nothing, there's nothing at all to indicate that this captain, this leader of theirs, had any kind of rank or position over the rest of the men he fought with. He may very well just have been the one who stepped forward to try to rally the defense.
So there's not an awful lot of cosmetics under his mattress somewhere.
There's not, no.
Bummer.
Over the time that you are searching, Eleanor and Marshall do these medicine checks, tend to their wounds as they can. And after about 10 minutes, the room largely searched, all of you giving the entryway out into the quarry itself a wide berth. It's still clearly visible, obviously. It's a giant hole in the wall.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a small window. It's a 10-foot across passage that leads out to just a flat edge into nothing. So you're never too far to see out of it. And looking just around the quarry as you can from here, it looks like there are 3 other openings in the walls of the quarry. One a ways down a couple hundred feet away and near the center of the western wall, and 2, one to your left, one to your right, across the quarry on the northern side at either end. Notably, the one on the far northeast, the furthest one away from you, is situated much higher up into the quarry wall than the rest. The base of it being near what must be 40 feet off of the ground, where the other two appear to be 20 or 30.
But that's also
This-
directly behind Captain Pumping's boulders.
He's sort of in the middle.
Yeah, I think Captain Pumping Boulders is basically roughly equidistant from all these openings.
Pretty much, yeah. He's about in the center of the quarry, in between these four graded areas. And at this point, while you were looking around, he had sat down for a bit, just kind of peering into one of the pits. But it looked almost like he was talking. Had a
just counting
smile on
his
his
reps.
face, and then turned around. And by the time you're done searching, he's placed one of the boulders on the ground and has got his hands triangled, doing balanced push-ups on these boulders. Still working on that physique.
Are you
Is he
kidding me?
planked between two boulders, doing those off of the...
That's after he finishes his 10 sets.
Wow.
Got to get the form going here.
Yeah, he's
It's literally the most boring guard posting in
He
the
looks,
entire world.
he is in the center of an empty quarry. He has to make his own fun.
He is Captain Pumping Boulders.
He
I
didn't
do
used to
not
be
care
that
what
big.
his name
He used to be the
is.
size of me. But then, like,
Marshall's kind of watching this, going.
He started as a gnome.
Marshall's just kind of watching this guy working, going. Hey, Trishik, you see that? That's how big I'm gonna get. If not bigger.
He's very tiny man. I can fit between fingers from here.
or if you can, why don't you crush him right now? Oh, look, I've got him. He didn't work. I don't know why.
Even Marshall's just like.
All right.
Oh
then.
God.
Shall we
Let's,
get going to the next section?
before this goes any
Does the
further.
cave keep going?
The cave does continue going, yes. There is a passage coming out from the western side. So you could just absolutely continue on your way. Again, only with one real direction present before you. And it's much the same as the one that had led up to this guard post and barracks in the first place. It's fairly large. It's not completely consistent, sort of wavering between 8 to 12 feet wide as it passes. Roughly hewn, but with support beams upright every now and then, spaced more or less evenly down the passage. At least making it look a little bit safer than just a one tunnel through the middle of a giant pile of rock.
Is it damp or dry in here?
It would be mostly dry.
Mostly dry.
And that would largely be due to torches placed in sconces fairly regularly down the way. The area is lit. These people do not magically have the ability to see in the darkness, so they do, keep their torches scattered around.
Foreheads.
Well, some of them don't.
That's pretty
Some-
smart.
I was about to say,
They
some
do
of
have
them
a
are.
lot of dwarves, actually,
Yeah.
but they do also have a lot of not dwarves, so
Yeah.
it's
hard to be a
50-50.
not dwarf.
It's hard to be a not dwarf.
It's hard to be a
It's
not dwarf.
a tough life to not have dark vision.
You exchange dark vision for the ability to reach tall shelves, so you know.
Worth it.
10 points.
Then you got cheaters like Marshall over here. Best of both worlds.
He eats like a good boy.
But eventually, this winding passage would slowly but surely start to wheel its way around to your right. Now, you're sure from what you've seen of the quarry arcing around to align itself with the western wall. It seems like this passage never goes too far from the opening of the quarry itself and loosely follows the giant excavation at the center. After a while, you finally come upon an opening. Let me bring us a map here. Where you can see, once again, that before you, the passage turns around to the right in another chamber of just natural rock. In front of you, there is a bed heaped with some furs and animal pelts in lieu of proper sheets and pillows. The bed, notably, is ginormous.
I wonder who could be sleeping there.
Captain?
Is it Marshall?
Could be.
Could
I
be.
mean, it
He's
could
an angry
be.
sleeper.
He's an angry sleeper. That's exactly right.
And I'm gonna hit the spooky button and make you redo all that positioning you just did
I hate
because
you.
the cave is largely placed.
I just did that
largely
while wearing
oriented this
claws,
way.
sir.
Well,
Well,
now,
now you can do it again.
No.
now Nick can do
I'm
it.
Now I
taking
can do
the
it
claws
because I
off.
can reach. Also, Valia doesn't have a token.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, Volley doesn't have a token. I was like, does she not? I made sure I got her mini.
She has a mini.
She has a
Let me,
mini, but no token.
Yeah, let me grab. Because I did not grab
Slap
that
it.
from the other room.
Right
She's
there.
a smiley
Boink.
face.
Where's the Valia live? Kind of in the
At the
middle?
moment, right next to Trushik.
Okie dokie. Boink.
There you go.
I would
There you
imagine
go.
front line in front, strikers behind, the sneaky stabbies in middle. Don't touch
I
it.
organized it largely the way that I figured would make sense as to how you were traveling, what with the tactics discussion and whatnot. Now, notably, up ahead, you start hearing what appears to be conversation. There are clearly some voices, very deep, conversing in a guttural and almost booming language. Does anybody speak Jotun?
I mean, yeah, I practice every day before tea time. Oh.
So
Your voice isn't deep enough to properly communicate.
he literally can't even enunciate Jotun.
Yeah, no.
It's too much. So it's a language that nobody recognizes, and I would say realistically, Jotun. It's one of those. There's no way, other than everybody give me your sheets so I can look at your languages. Obviously, I've told you it's Jotun, but this is a language that is uncommon enough that, unlike Chelish or Infernal, where even if you don't recognize it, you know what it is. You don't have to speak French to understand somebody's speaking French. No, none of you are even familiar with this language.
But we can tell it's
You can tell it's language.
Yeah.
It's clearly language, but it's not a language. Jotun would not be something any of you have heard before, unless your backstories involve you having a good time hanging out with giants.
I gotta say, it's basically a dwarf with enough intelligence to have literally no other languages to take.
Big dwarf. Giants are basically dwarves, as an odd take I didn't expect to come into
technically
today.
speaking, he doesn't have the language on his character sheet, but he probably
You
has
might-
heard it on his travels
You
and
might
his training. so
recognize giant speak then, possibly.
he would recognize it. He just
As
wouldn't
what it
understand what
is,
they're
yeah,
saying.
you just don't know what they're saying.
So Roshin's gonna kind of stop for a bit and kind of wave over at Trushik, and just kind of.
I'm gonna tippy toe my way over to that wall there and peek around the corner.
You get to have light. Let me giveth unto you the light. And so as you sneak up to this corner, what does your assurance give you?
My assurance gives me 27.
If you fail, you succeed.
Yes.
You
For
move
sneaking,
up.
not hiding.
Yeah, you move up and peer around the corner here to what appears to be an enormous campfire. I can just give you some more radius on your light, because you can realistically see that whole way there. That's just as far as I set the light to go. Yeah, there we go. To an enormous campfire with a group of what are clearly giants sitting around. One, standing not too far down the passage from you, is leaning up against a wall with a huge club, butt of it between her interlaced fingers that she's just sort of leaning on, while the other three are either standing or sat around this campfire talking about something. They don't seem to be very intent on their conversation. It seems fairly casual. But you can see set into the wall to your left and at the far end as well, even more of these enormous bunks carved out from the stone.
Yep. I'm definitely going to relay that to everyone. It appears that we have 4 or 5 actual giants in the room.
Actual giants.
Excuse
Marshall gets a giant grin on his face.
me? Giants.
What you're saying is we have a big problem.
Like
Yes.
bigger than him, giant, or
Like when he get the big,
Like-
is about same size.
the same size or bigger?
Is about same size. Like actual giants from stories.
Now that you're back here,
Curious.
you can give me a society check because you've seen them if you want. I don't know how Trishik's society is looking.
Do you want me to roll it or is it a secret
Oh,
check?
it would be a secret, right? I'm
So-
so used to people with all these feats on it that I forgot it is actually secret for you normal humans.
It's a plus 13.
Plus 13, that's not too bad.
I'm just trained in it, but I mean,
I mean,
He knows enough.
dice
Yeah,
is gone.
trained plus level 11 is a pretty powerful motivator at this point. You, of course, I mean, seeing
giants.
them, yeah, you know that giants exist. This is Galarian. There are such a wide variety of creatures, and you certainly would have heard a tale of these before. Their kind of pallid gray skin gives them away as stone giants. They
What a
aren't.
surprise.
Yeah, living that plus living in a freaking quarry perhaps would also lend some pretty good credence to that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
What's up?
No, I was gonna ask a legit question of, being that Marshall was a giant instincts barbarian, would he have some form of knowledge behind giant culture?
Yeah, you would know that giants typically are really big, and that's where you get your giant instinct from. It makes you very large.
That's all he knows.
Realistically, you would know that, like, stories and fairy tales aside, while some giants are, notably hill giants, are just very aggressive and territorial and lead to a lot of these kind of fantasies of kids disappearing in the night when they went too far into the woods. Most giants are, well, reasonable is the word that comes to mind.
They won't mess with people if you don't mess with them.
And you would know, especially that in the Five Kings Mountains where you came from, a lot of dwarven traders would even regularly visit giant settlements and cities on their routes. Especially much further up north, it's not uncommon at all.
Okay, I just wanted to
They're
make
just
sure.
yeah, they're just like another. They're the wholly sentient. They're just another race. And stone giants are not. Are one of the ones that would be more well known because they are not like the bone-eating kid crushers. Like, they are typically just content to live their lives.
Working for a slaver ring.
Working for a slavery. Yeah, with the choices they make with those lives notwithstanding.
Just
Humans aren't inherently evil either, yet here they are.
Here they are.
just trying to make a living.
Just trying to make his way in the world.
Just trying to
A very
hit
big
it
living.
big, working for the Scarlet
Hit it
Triad.
big.
Hit it big 'cause he's a giant. He has a big stick.
Yeah, hit it big.
So given that there's 4 of them, and given how narrow the corridor is up here, it might be good if we try to do a bit of a repeat of what we did before. We can go ahead and stand in the front there, make a bit of a bottleneck. They come at us maybe 1, maybe 2 at a time. The ones in the back can't do much aside from throw rocks past our fellows. Might be the best way to go and try to take the group down.
Now you're sure the stone giants, Trishik?
It's very apparent. They look almost grey.
Then I guess me hammer would be the best tool for this job.
It's time to mine.
Dig hole. All right, so how are you just taking this group and kind of inching forward?
So can we do exploration activities at this point? So have something up?
Yeah. I mean,
Raise shields.
I did assume that it was the same things you're doing before, but yeah, I guess we should probably specify again before about the walking room that definitely has angry things in it. How are you? How are you ready to go in here? You got your shield up.
Stealth.
Rashine's like, oh no. Rashine wants to be, Resident wants to be in the back. Please no touchy.
Please don't touch.
I mean, I'll have my hammer ready. I'm not 100% sure there's enough space for me to grow when I need to, but if given the opportunity, I will, I guess. So I'll just be right behind.
Yeah, the tunnel again would leave you in a very similar situation.
If we could
and
break
if you
out
guys
into
don't,
the
don't
room.
worry about the chat thing. Twitch has been having some incredible chat server issues the last
Oh,
couple days.
okay.
Like the last 3 days, it's gone down in the middle of my streams. So, chat, if you're saying things into the abyss, I'm sorry.
We want to
Scream to the
answer.
abyss.
Twitch is
Scream
having
to
a
the
really
abyss.
hard week.
Just raise your
Days
hand.
of 2021 without a colossal Twitch server failure. 0. They've only had 2 and they've screwed up both of them, but it's okay. All right, Trishik.
Avoiding notice.
Okie dokie.
Oh, what else am I gonna do?
Ella does not want to fight giants. I don't like that idea very much. She's gonna be like being ready for the fight to start, so scouting. just
Okay, very on edge here.
very on edge. They're bigger, and there's like at least 4 of them.
If you
Not
would like,
exciting
Roshin,
process.
I can pull them to us and get their attention like we did with Cotton.
Man, we don't have something to block our sight, and we are gonna have to move into the room to be able to bring all of our forces to bear, especially to make room for Marshall once he grows. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to move up at least past that bed in order to go ahead and start up the line.
If we stick ourselves in this hallway, we have a single file situation once again, but I don't like the chances of one of us versus one giant. Rashine's right. We need to be in the room.
If-
At least a ways.
If you would like, I could throw an image of me into the room, so I would be invisible, and then somebody they believed was me could lead them wherever you'd like.
It's an idea. At least it would be enough if they did have some sort of range support. They'd have to go be chasing after fightments. If you can make that happen.
I can.
Oh, very good. Let's give it a shot.
All right. What are you doing, Resume?
I am going to cast one of my new awesome 6th-level spells.
So I'm going to assume that once we cast a spell, since casting a spell is fairly obvious,
It would definitely be audible. If you once you cast a spell back here, I mean, there's no reason that they would be coming down here before that, but casting that would start initiative for sure.
Okay. And
Like you would know it would be audible enough.
so if
there's no
we're
way
gonna start
we're-
casting spells, then like Roshin's gonna throw up some battle magic too, just to start it with.
So I'm going to cast Mislead.
Okay.
Resume is going to disappear. And
So if a bunch of us are doing magic, we're just gonna roll initiative. 'cause
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say.
So
Well, we can start with initiative. That's fine.
yeah, there is Pathfinder. Just for mechanical reasons, does not possess a 1, 2, 3. Everybody cast mechanic
Okay.
because
Okay. Oh, you're raring to go.
I'm also raring to go.
a little broken.
Don't forget to add that plus.
You get your +1s
And your
for
hot
Eleanor
dogs.
here.
Eleanor's nervous energy rubbing off on everyone.
As you ready
Starts kind of tipping on her
your
toes.
magic to head into this chamber.
I swear we had more pencils than
Marshall, I heard you were super ready. What'd you get?
30. Well, with the +1, 37.
That is in fact super ready. How about you, Trishik?
36
Ooh.
on a 13.
Jeez.
rogue
Are
flex.
you rolling or are you
After you.
Yeah, Eleanor don't want to go in there with the
I
giants. They're
wanna
real
go first.
spooky.
I
I don't
wanna
want to
go
go in
first.
there.
Eleanor doesn't want to be here.
She's just sitting there tipping on her sword with her fingers.
Resume.
37.
So who wants
And
to
if you
go
don't mind,
first?
I'd like to go first so I can
Yeah, do your
cast.
spell.
I mean, that's fine.
Roshin.
Roshin got a 27.
Okay.
I mean, you're a distraction anyway, so that makes sense.
Fair enough.
I'm the backup distraction.
I'm gonna have
Hopefully
one.
they don't beat me. So
You're fine.
I can establish the line before they rush us.
I mean, one
Valia.
way or another, a line is getting established.
It's just a matter of who establishes it.
I'm gonna try
Valia
and-
is largely back. What'd you get? 24?
I get a 27.
27. She's back waiting for these spells in this engagement. She's in no rush. She's not at the front of this plan. And this is lined up, right? Cool.
Those
Look
are
at
cool.
El Gigante.
It might actually be somewhat visible on the camera now. That weird blurry thing. Oh, did chat come back? Hey, welcome
It
back.
did, yeah.
Welcome
Look at
back,
that.
chat.
We
Hello.
missed you.
I missed you guys.
Missed you more.
Chat's nice. Chat's cool. I like having chat.
That's
Filled
wonderful.
with wonderful.
I don't know why
people.
the chat servers have literally gone down all 3 of the last days. Like,
So far,
Every
2021
day.
has not been a fun year.
it can't possibly be worse, right?
Stop talking.
Meteor streaks through the atmosphere.
Maybe Y2K was just really delayed.
Well, Y2K is old enough to drink now, so maybe that's where the real party happens.
Oh. Jeez.
That was really slick. Did you steal that from the internet, or did you just make that up?
No, I just thought, what? I can't make a good joke when I'm stealing it from Reddit? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, it was really polished.
Wow.
It was polished, man.
Wow.
You were like, bam,
It
on
was,
it.
and
He
it was
didn't
well
say it, he
executed,
implied
so
it.
there's
I hate
that.
all you guys.
We love you too.
I'm trying to give you credit, sir.
Okay,
not.
so let me get 2 giants.
Can't take a compliment.
Here are the
I know. It's a sign of genius.
So this is a 36 on Trishik.
God damn it.
Math is really hard for me right now. This is, ooh, a 35. So it's going to be just below
Not
yeah.
good enough.
Giant Uno, Giant Dose, right below that.
They thought they could detect me. I am too sneaky.
Giant Trace. Here's a bunch of casting and posturing in the hallway, and as we investigate, there's a large gap between Trishik and Roshin that I feel like is going to be incredibly full of giants.
It's gonna be totally fun.
It's going to be a big deal.
I actually got one down here.
Yeah.
Giants.
So many giants. I thought there was only 4 giants.
Well, that's all he saw.
You sure did.
Yeah, I said there was 4, maybe more.
Oh.
He saw 4 giants. So,
So again,
as...
Trushik is the most important thing. He's technically correct. We might get killed, but he'll be technically correct.
That's
Oh
all that
no!
matters.
If I ever get low, I'm teleporting.
All right, so with chat back, so too come the interactions. And New Juju 299. Where's Glittish? Twitch chat enemies delayed this. I gotta second villain point, which is good because now there's 2 to go between the billion giants that are in this room.
We're gonna blow through both of them in the first round. Don't
Let me
worry.
write this down real quick. Thank you for that. Oh, I love
What
and then we
if
have a
people had
backup.
hero points?
That is a great question, Arcadis. Well, we're getting initiative and everything. This is quite a stacked initiative table.
It
by the
is.
Oh,
way.
look at that thing.
I actually ran out of little skull guys, so I had to use because it's enough that I kind of want to just put them on one initiative for efficiency, but they're like they're giants and like 5 giants.
You don't wanna make 'em seem
whoever's in
mookish.
front
They're pretty much doing
seems
that
like a
anyway.
bad
Exactly.
idea for survival reasons. Eleanor, what if people had hero points?
Nobody.
Arcadis, get you
Let's
there.
answer that question in the first round of combat.
Oh,
So,
yes.
as Rasheen and Resme go to cast these spells, readying themselves, you hear one of the giants pretty close by call something out in Joker. Oh, waka donga! And
That's your made-up language.
scraping and big stomping noises
That language is older than you are, sir.
just barely start just coming around the corner at the end. It doesn't rush in or anything. It's just like, what the heck's going on over here?
I hear a
Resme.
bunch of gobbledygook.
Do you have a bunch of Jotuns over there I could have?
I have a bunch of Jotuns. Here is an actual stone giant. Here is an actual stone giant. The bestiary box had 2, so here is a hill giant, and the bestiary box had one of those. So here is a cyclops, and then there's only one of those. So here is a shadow giant.
Whoa.
I got a handful of
Check
giants.
it.
Whoa.
Giants, they're generally over there.
Far, far away, but not far enough.
And
So-
this is
I'm gonna have the Shadow Giant be whichever one went first.
okay. You can put them right up on the edge of your shadow there because they are coming in fairly close. And yeah, this is. I got to turn the brightness down. This table camera. This is our first go with this. We'll see if I can do that while Resme takes your turn here. I think I can do it easily.
Resme will intone out Potum Gemini, and she will disappear. And you will see another Resme appear down the hallway, and she will disappear.
We'll use Nolly as the token.
Perfect for the
much
unkillable terror.
Much better. That looks much better to me. Does that look better to you, Chet?
Ah, look at that.
Looks a lot
Look at
better.
that.
Look, I can improve things midstream. I'm so good at stuff.
You are.
So skilled.
So as a second Resme flickers in and out of existence briefly, you can't see out of it or anything, so it doesn't give you any extended vision. But you hear just a surprised outburst.
Ah.
It doesn't even sound like it's probably like just right. And then
Oh, you scared
it's
me.
clearly back away from you. On go! On go!
The tiny
There's
elf
one
just
action left, I
appeared.
believe.
That is going to be it for me because I don't want to make any more noise.
Okay, we wait in the back stealthily. Marshall, the opposite, I imagine.
Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and move. 5, 25. I might have to surprise. 20, 25.
It's only every other diagonal it's double.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you could go.
No.
I mean, you can get there. As you come around the corner, you can see that one of the giants here, right up in the front, you can see a little bit more of the room now. We're going to expand this a little bit and cause some token reshuffling because it's a decently sized area. They are decently sized gentlemen.
Okay.
Comes into view around the corner. There you go.
Place that right there. Okay, so. To grow or not to grow? That is the question.
Now, one action left, right? Take you 2 to get there.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm going to, as I walk up there with my hammer, Marshall just kind of looks at the giant right in front of him and goes, and tries to make, tries to mimic.
Bop it a boop it.
Wah, 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 wah.
My cynic.
Make me a deception check.
I got a +2, so that's something.
That is in fact something.
14 altogether.
Up on the boop.
If you say it with enough conviction, it will believe you.
You say Joden-esque guttural grunting up towards this giant in front of you, who's creeping up at the corner, who was looking down at where Resume's image disappeared from, and then back at you with this great club up in her hands, not really sure, like just sort of close to her chest.
I'm just kind of doing a.
I don't know.
He does not seem amused.
Hey. Well, after that impressive, like, we could just go home.
Like,
Marshall's got it, guys.
Yeah, so
He's learned to communicate with them.
so now that this problem's solved, all right. I'm going to
I'm just kind of looking back, like, do I know? Whatever it is.
I'm gonna move 30 feet forward, which I believe would put me right here.
That looks about
Yep,
right.
you can actually go one more from there.
Okay, well then I will
Not
go.
diagonally, but
No, to the like right up to the
up
wall.
to the corner of the wall.
And shoot arrows.
I'm
wait,
going to shoot.
Yeah. So
the
I'm going
bow.
to not shoot the one that's directly in front of us. I'm going to tag the two farthest back.
Okay,
unexpected.
I'll reach the Sirenscape here.
So first
Battle
shot
time. Need giant smashing noises.
is a
Hey.
I love Sirenscape.
27 against flat-footed.
27. In the back, your arrow is just going to bury into their shoulder. They're pretty sturdy, these stone giants. Just hits flat-footed.
So 10, 12, 13, 16, and bleeding for D6 on the stone giant behind the fire.
Right.
And then the one adjacent to the fire is going to get skirmish
16?
striked.
16?
Yes.
Okay.
16 and D6
And
bleeding.
bleeding, right.
Yeah. And this one's going to get skirmish striked. This one right
Right.
here. So that's the exact same roll.
Well, it still hits.
Yeah. Just I rolled 5 higher and a penalty on the roll, so 10, 16, 18, 20 total damage, and they're now both bleeding, and I will take my 5-foot step backwards under the torch.
Look at this rogue doing rogue stuff, shoot at the people that haven't reacted yet. Big brain plays. But
You guys have to come over here. Bleed on the way.
now is the time for all of these giants.
Oh boy.
So, Myrtle's up here in the front, and the one nearest the fire reaches down as he gets up and turns running towards you, grabbing a big stick from the side of this nook where the bed is against the wall as they rush up. And they don't move particularly quickly, but, you know, just the sheer merit of their size means that each step is gigantic, and they're covering a pretty great amount of distance. Even still, that's as far as they get. Don't actually get to the hit this particular round. In the back, 2 giants have just been hit by tiny pointy rocks and are pretty upset about it. They are both going to stand up, look down, kind of confused, look over towards the hallway, get mad, and grab rocks out from the edge of this campfire circle. Just grabbing them right out from the side of the fire. Pretty massive boulders to you, about the size of their heads. And just chuck them down the hallway. Marshall, being the only visible target, is going to get 2 of rock thrown at you.
Two of rocks. Got it.
2 of rock. For a 32 on one and a 24 on the other.
The 32 hits. The 24 does not.
So this one of the rocks is gonna slam into you. Good news. Raging. No, not raging.
Not raging.
Confusing
Not raging.
them. We're going for the confusion play, so no raging resistance.
Different.
But
Better
the 2
AC?
rocks. The two of these giants are just pitching boulders down a hallway that's not particularly wide and also has 2 of their friends standing in it. They're just sort of pitching them. The rocks kind of knock each other against the side of the walls. The sprays of rubble not seeming to phase the giants in the front at all. That rock's gonna hit you for 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
Because
so
it's
like,
about the size of your torso. Their head, your torso.
Big rock.
yeah, I shrug it off like it's nothing.
And then the one that didn't move over here picks up a second of these boulders, hefts it, and pitches it again. And they throw these like we would skip rocks across the lake, like almost wide out laterally in an arc. They are surprisingly precise with them. With a single one flying in now, it'll be a 28.
With Chiruka-like
28
precision.
does not hit.
Chiruka-like precision, not raging. 28 does not hit.
Oh, baby.
The one time being not angry is helpful.
Rasheen.
So Roshin, kind of not to be left behind, she's going to reach up to her holy symbol, Anfamerige, and pull this banner, this war banner, out of her chest, which is going to fly around her as she conjures it. And then she's going to stride up, which I think I get here. So I'm going to spend a focus point for athletic rush to get an extra 10 feet of movement and step in front of Marshall. And as she goes, she's banging her sword on her shield. Come on, you bastards!
And as you move up there, like the two of these, they don't seem to have the greatest reflexes. They clearly could
I
reach
figured
you
I could
from down
count
the
on it.
hallway,
Yeah.
but they're not fast at reacting. I love second mission, not
I mean,
giving attack of opportunity to literally
Would
everybody.
you be fully reactive to this? You've got a child playing marching band. You've got someone speaking Italian to you, and a little girl that just appeared and then disappeared with some weird chanting.
They're a little confused. They understand they should probably be hitting you, but that's about as far as it goes. Give me their bleed, by the way.
You're bleeding.
You.
The
Me?
bleed for the
Roll
giants
the
in the
damage.
back.
You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
you gotta roll the bleeds.
I forgot
boy.
that they even did a thing because all
See,
they did was throw rocks.
I marked them with dice so we could
Both
tell.
of them took 4.
Okay.
Very good.
Warhammer style.
And the one that only threw one rock, their bleeding kind of staunches. Valia,
One of those bleeding.
Valia's in 2-stride land. So she is going to move up behind Trishik with one move. And keeping close to the cavern wall behind him, rapier at the ready should the giants try to press in. She's not going to overextend and lunge out immediately. Now, all this ruckus, you hear another booming voice in the background as, behold, another giant comes out from a passageway out of view to your left. Sees everyone throwing rocks, turns, sees you banging on your shield, yelling something, grabs a rock, throws it at
Like, oh,
Roshin.
fair enough then.
These guys are creative.
Huh?
One in Rome.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. We're gonna keep this Italian joke running forever. 36 to hit.
Giants are just Italian.
Ooh, concealment.
Concealment.
Rock misses to concealment.
Woo!
The rock smashes through this cloth, swirling around you, obscuring you just enough for you to feel the air of this as it whooshes past you and thuds into the cave behind you. Now growing a slow pile of boulders where these have just been pitched.
First off, I'd be like, they have to run out of these eventually. And then I remember we're in a quarry.
You are in a literal quarry.
Yes.
Eleonora.
Does 55 feet of movement put me up there in one stride?
I'm sure it does.
Say if it-
I
think
could
it's
count it,
45, yeah.
but I'm sure it does.
I think it's 45. I'm over here counting.
There's no way
Anyway,
55 does not
I
get you
come
to the
rushing
front
around
line.
the corner, my nerves finally calmed after seeing my brave compatriots going first. And we're gonna swing once on Mr. Biss, the big dude right here in front
Okay,
of
this is a big deep dose.
me. For a 33.
33 will hit him.
Sweetness.
And thank you, chat, for all the subs and bits, by the way. Super
Um,
appreciate that.
For 21 points of damage.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do a bleeding finisher to come back around and stab up. More up.
They are pretty much the whole of them is up.
The whole of them is up. So
This hole will also be up.
38 minus 5. So
33 again.
33 again.
Oh, still hits. It hit the first time, still hits the second time.
Nice.
Consistency.
Consistency. 50. Lots of dice. 10, 20, 30, 7, 40. Oh, my math just went away. 43 points of damage.
Ooh.
And has bleed D4 or D6. 4d6.
I was like, D4 seems really low for a swashbuckler finisher. But I ain't gonna tell you how to do your job.
Don't tell me how to do my job. You'll confuse me.
Oh, Bryn's not here. You can't do that.
Oh.
So, notably, as you all come into the beginning of this engagement here, this large chamber that they're in, it's really not large. All of the giants are kind of stuffed in here. They're all crouching a bit. They're a bit slouched over. Their heads just underneath the rough-hewn ceiling. It is not by any means a giant-sized cavern. It looks the same much as the Scarlet barracks that you got into before. And in fact, this is even a smaller room than that. The only thing that is different is that the notches for the bunks clearly have been beaten out with much less finesse than the passages themselves were carved with originally. And it looks like they weren't even done with proper tools so much as just bludgeoned until there was generally shape for them to make a heap of hides they could sleep in. And this giantess in the front who came up first with her big stick. Look at him, Marshall, speaking Italian. And turns back to Roisin. She pulls this thing way back, even letting go with one hand to get as much reach as she can in a small cavern, bringing it around sideways along the wall and across the ground, almost an uppercut motion. Concealment. Natural 20, so concealment pass.
That'll work.
Hey,
It's like
you
you don't wanna
reroll
But
that?
it's not the attack
But it's
roll.
not the natural 20 on the attack roll. Your concealment's great.
Yeah.
I am going to use Link 1429's hero point on the attack
My
roll.
blood is on your hands.
Hope to haunt you at night.
Oh, that's a lot better. Not a lot better. 33.
33, that's going to normal hit. It's going to crash into her shield and just collapse the guard with the force of it.
And it, in fact, is going to hit you so hard that it is going to launch you 10 feet backwards.
Bonk.
As this slams into you, physically picking you up and flinging you back.
Oof.
And doing 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
5.
The sheer force of the thing.
I have an idea.
And then,
Just don't get hit.
clearly
Just stay out of my way. I got this.
angry, unsure what's going on here, she's going to turn down to Marshall and open her mouth and just scream. Just a guttural roar at you. Not Italian.
I'm
Which,
just
Looks down at you, goes, "Hey, what are you talking about?"
There's going to be a 24 against 26 against your will DC.
miss by 1.
Not frightened.
I look at her. I'm just like, eh?
What are you talking about?
You're not my dad.
Spaghetti.
Pasta.
He's going to move up.
The pepperoni pizza.
Rosemary's going to move up.
Forget about it.
I'm done.
Can you move me one more?
For 2 strides.
Can I see the giant in the back of the room?
No. You can see the
Roll
one.
bleed for the guy who whacked me.
You can see the one who is the closest here.
How? But can I see into the
That's
room
not the-
at all?
that's The giant is-
Not
didn't hit the
really from here.
There's one next to you.
You can see into like the
giant
entryway
is
of
in
the
the
room because you're still like 15 feet back.
Can I see right
Yes,
behind
yeah.
the second giant?
Yeah, you can see like right behind him. Yeah.
Good. So the second resume is going to pop into existence right behind the second giant.
Is it right here?
Yep, right there. And call out Murum Lapidium and cast Wall of Stone right behind the second giant
Oh, nice.
Okay.
and cut the room in
Okay.
half.
Nice.
Interesting.
Alrighty, so make me
A deception.
a deception check. Yep.
That's pretty good. That's gonna be a 32.
Fair enough. So this is right in front of her, basically.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Wink.
And she'll 5-foot step back.
And then let me get back to here. There we go.
Nice.
She being the actual resume?
Yep.
Do a fourth
No.
action?
Fake
Oh.
resume.
Fake resume. Towards the wall or away from the wall?
Towards the wall. Yeah.
Okay, give myself a little bit of space here. Alrighty. Marshall.
Ah, this is cute. Now we get to play.
You almost, yeah, you ran out of wine, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the rage stocks are at 0.
Ah! And I'm gonna grow.
But that too makes him angry.
That's my secret.
I'm always angry.
I'm always
I have
drunk.
a backup plan.
And this giant right here, gonna twirl me hammer. Say hello to rectangle.
We really need to work on a better name.
No, I think it suits it actually.
Oh, it's a very
Well, you're getting
descriptive
that
name.
shove one way or another.
40.
40 will critically hit.
There's your shove.
And
No, hammer's prone.
Hammer's prone. That's actually
Hammer's
like
prone.
he's
and
goes up
sonic damage on
yeah,
top of that
to
if
the
it matters.
same size as this giant and knocks him over flat.
flat iron.
For a 27 plus 1 sonic damage, so critting that's gonna be
36.
36.
Wait, no.
No.
27 was what you rolled?
Yeah.
Plus 1.
Plus 1's 28 times
Oh.
2.
Oh, times 2. That's 50.
56. I meant.
56.
I wrote 56. I just said 36.
Okay.
Nah.
I don't know why. Math is hard. All right, so that one's prone, and then the one that's prone, I'm going to shove with my last action.
That's prone. Just push him. Knock him over, push him away.
Like a broom.
Yeah,
Go.
pretty much. I quite literally just take the bottom half and just like far. So athletics, right?
Yep, Athletics -5.
That's still going to be a 29.
29 is going to fail.
Oh.
It is still a giant. So even prone, as you knock him over flat on his back, he's not going to be so easily shunted away.
Oh well, I tried to make room.
Trishik.
Well, I'm pretty sure I just saw that happen. At least somewhat. So I know that there's now a vulnerable target.
Saw feet fly up in the air.
So
Oh, I forgot my tempo.
You heard a
You
wolfhound
just saw the
scream.
giant shoe just.
so I'm going to it's just double movement to move through.
Yeah, it's basically difficult terrain.
Plus you.
Okay, so I believe with 30 feet I can get to the other side. Just barely.
No. Definitely not.
Okay, so double.
Yeah, you can double move to
Yeah,
get
so I
behind
will
him.
double and we'll just move this to the side for the moment. And I want to be against the wall
Oh, okay. Which
Yeah.
wall?
over here away from the other one. Out like as
Next to the bed. you're
Yeah,
supposed
next
Okay.
to the bed.
Fair enough.
Up one
Oh.
more. Like where I can hit. And down.
to. Closer to the giant.
Away from the giant. Oh, you mean adjacent to the giant?
Adjacent
Oh, I
to
see.
this one, away from that one.
Adjacent to the giant.
Away from this
Fair
one.
enough. You mean closer to that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
All of the words you said were the opposite of what you wanted.
And I'm going to claw the now prone giant.
Get it off! Get it off!
Lizard turns out the corner.
Gets smacked in the face by a giant dwarf, and then you see a lizard on his
Oh,
face.
is that the
like,
good or the bad? That's a roll better. So I'm going to hand you one of these coins right here
And roll better.
and roll
better.
better.
And roll better.
See what you got.
That is definitely
That's
better.
Oh.
a 19 on the die, so that's a 40.
Yep, that's. I mean, he's prone now. He crit when he wasn't prone. Definitely crits when he's prone.
Nice.
That's a lot of.
The lowest
That's a
one
lot.
is
That's a lot of
a
numbers.
That's a lot of damage.
Okay, 22, 25, 32, 64 crit. And I need a fortitude
You
save.
do not need a fortitude save. Do you think that giant is still alive after the amount of beatings that it has taken? It is super not, though. That giant is definitely dead.
Came over, get it off, get it off. Oh, throat's gone.
It doesn't even have time to react. He gets floored by Marshall's hammer, and then she just jumps on him.
I cut his Achilles tendon. He knocked him down. The lizard jumped on his face. Like having an attack lizard.
Actually, was not this one. That was number dose. That was one of this set here, is what that was. So we'll take that guy. Which means it's just the two that are behind, two of the ones behind the stone wall here. We're a little confused, but not totally hopeless. You probably can't even really hear anything from out there at this point. the stone wall sort of. Oh, thank you. That helps me a lot of this because yeah, one of them is stuck. One of them is definitely going to start whacking it because they're not the brightest. Which I mean might work. Eventually, it'll work eventually.
I mean, it made the bunks bigger.
So-
Okay, it's AC 10 and it's immune to precision damage. So on a natural one, they still hit it. So I guess I'll roll the second attack is not a natural one. So he's gonna whap it twice. 50 hit points. I'm never getting through this thing.
Wham.
So gonna hit it. It's gonna lose. Well, it's actually super easy because its hardness is the modifier, is the rider on their damage.
Yep.
So it makes
Oh,
this
nice.
incredibly simple.
Nice.
They do the dice. Clubs it for 5, clubs it for 5. And after 2 whacks, just beating against a solid stone wall, you hear 2 massive thumps, followed by nothing. As that does not really make like any progress.
I think one of them is bleeding still, right?
One of them is still bleeding. Yes. Fun fact: it's the one who's wailing on the wall. So.
2.
And they are no longer bleeding.
At least
Rasheen.
the die system. All right, so Roshin was totally holding the line and then got freaking launched. So
Launch. There's a giant marshal in front of you now. Bam.
I've been back here before. So let's see here. I've got 20 feet of movement. Can I get past Marshall? I don't think I can.
Just zip in between legs.
All right, that's fine. I have focus
It's
points.
a crammed little hallway with one movement. You cannot get past.
So
it.
athletic rush will give me an extra 10 feet of movement, so I'll be able to kind of weave between Eleonora and Marshall, kind of trailing red smoke as she goes. To slide in front of them, and she's gonna raise her shield and just make this slashing attack with her bastard sword.
Get his ankles.
Get his ankles.
That's a nice ankle shot.
That's a nice ankle shot. That's a 38.
38 does not crit, but will hit.
Hitting is important.
Hitting is important.
Hitting is the
useful.
first step of critting.
Will my holy rune do any extra damage to him?
No, they are not actually evil.
Oh, okay. These particular ones are not evil.
But you'll make holes in them.
They're just dumb. I got you. All right. So that's going to be. I'm at moderate curse now, so I get bonus to damage. So that's going to be 14 slashing, and it's bleeding d6.
Okie dokie.
Very nice.
Bleeding is what the cool
Milani.
kids do.
It's kind of her thing.
Kind of.
Valia
Bloody Rose is totally her thing.
steps up, sees the corner here. Just. Can't. This one-handed shrugs, turn back to resume. We just talked about this. Did we not just talk about this?
No, it's working out.
It's working much better than last time.
Fake resume goes, I know, it's hard, isn't it?
She turns to say this to the hall behind her. She just teleported into the room. Are you all mad?
Because you disappeared.
But I can still hear her, so
she's probably
fake
questioning
means
every fiber in her being.
To
why
her
she's-
appearance, Resume just teleported to the center of the room. They teleported to the center and put a wall of stone up, which is nice, but like,
But why? Why would you do this?
mad Tyrannus vibes right now.
Because we're all mad.
Mad, I tell you.
I mean, I'm definitely mad.
So, giant activities are taking place behind the wall. Meanwhile, Eleanor.
I'm going to attempt to run and tumble through. Well, tumble through, more like walk underneath this giant with a tumble through.
Alright, which is the reflex DC. Spoilers, they're not fast.
39.
Were you like actually concerned that a 39?
No. You
Okay.
said not fast on the last console. That was a little loud.
Oh, that was like, it sounded like, there's no way you're legitimately wearing a
No,
39 as a defensive
absolutely
stone
not.
giant. No, that critically succeeds.
All right, and now that I'm on the other side of,
Break her ankles and then break her ankles.
yeah, in a very similar motion.
She's actually untouched. You've just killed everybody around her.
Well, you just stabbed her in the ankle.
I did.
Can you pass this down, please?
I can.
You stabbed Oh, but I thought you stabbed the one. Right, you stabbed her.
Yeah, Roshin
40?
stabbed the one that was
Right.
alive.
You stabbed her in the ankle.
Yes. In this
good
half of the room.
old-fashioned 40
To hit?
to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, well,
To
that'll do
crit.
it.
Untouched, you say? Let me fix that real quick.
Fix that
Um,
for you.
6, 12, 22,
I put that on the wrong giant column.
29. So that was a crit, right? So
Yep, so 58.
58. And then bleeding finisher. As we come back around for one more good old slash.
Surely she won't crit him again.
Not crit. 34.
34 hits. We'll hit her though.
We'll hit her.
Spreading the blood.
Spreading the more blood.
The more blood there is, the happier Milani.
20, 28, 28, 30, 30, 32.
32. Big numbers.
You're bad at math.
I'm very, very bad at math.
We just
believe
we
it's
went from 0 to
2d6.
94 really fast on this
32,
giant here.
38. I forgot my actual normal damage.
Well, it
I
is
added
now-
forceful that time.
It is now her turn, and that giant having been
46 damage.
gently poked by Rasheen and then tumbled through and slashed open by Eleonora is gonna bring that club around from when she swung it at Rasheen and just pivot back to Eleonora.
No, we'll dodge.
No.
Your pleas may fall on deaf ears here. 37.
That hits.
And this is going to whap you backwards, slamming you into the stone wall behind you.
Ouchie.
Does the wall take damage?
The wall does take 10 damage, but it doesn't overcome its hardness, so no. Eleonora's tiny human body is not enough to batter through a magical wall of reinforced concrete.
Me, on the other hand, that might be a different story.
But what about Rushland?
But you are going to take 35 points of bludgeoning damage, partially from the force of the blow and partially from slamming into the wall of stone behind you.
Ouch.
Ooh, Eleanor, try to dodge that next time.
And then she's going to bring that club up and just slam it down on top of you.
I'll keep that in mind for this next one.
That's a nat 20, my dude. Oof. I'll keep that in mind. Poof.
Thanks for the advice.
Roshi's.
Oh, she's really giving it to us.
It's almost cartoony.
But that one, you're not slamming into a wall. That's only be 40 points of bludgeoning damage. That one just smashes you down to the corner.
I can do that quick math real quick. Hey, she takes
And she is very bleeding,
15.
which does not stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
And that brings us around to resume.
You're out there dodge.
Invisible Resume is going to move up.
Okay. You can definitely get the other end now.
Yep, perfect. And then Magical Fake Resume is going to cast out with a small flame that's going to appear in her hand and get bigger and get cast onto this giant. I'm going to use my once daily one action produce flame.
Do a little handful of fire.
It's not little at this point.
I mean, it doesn't scale. It's always fits level.
That's a specific one.
Le pouf.
Its value is being one action.
28.
28 will not hit. 28 is going to splash across her back. It's not
Okay.
flanked the resume.
So that's 111.
I figured out how to do invisible in Arkenforge.
Is the
Nice.
is the flat-footed from critting with a sword until the end of my turn, or until the end of my start on my next?
Oh,
turn?
no. She is flat-footed from your sword crit. Right, crit specialization. That does hit then.
Ooh. Thank you.
That's right, you're a fancy martial class who gets those.
You get the cool toys.
I forget about them all the time.
I appreciate you.
I don't get those fancy things.
They're in the 12
I just
box
get the
with the other
entire
boys.
divine spell list.
I'm going to get some transitions in and out for the switching to the table view, so it's not just like...
I need that
that's gonna
specific
be-
sound effect on the transition.
16 points of fire damage.
Okie dokie. She's looking pretty battered and bloody at this point. Clearly.
And then Fake Resume will throw up a shield.
Okie dokie. And Martian.
Well, I'm gonna take a whack at him.
We're whacking range.
31.
31 win.
That's all that matters. 31 plus 6 Sonic is 37 altogether for that one.
Alrighty. She definitely could not take another hit like that, but that one does not immediately bring her down.
Well,
So how about we get another hit like that?
yeah, let's try another one. I'm gonna go ahead and exchange that.
Money, please. Thank you.
Better. -5, so that's gonna be a 29.
29 will do it.
Flat-footed from sword crit.
Oh, that's right. It's flat-footed.
Well, yeah, 5 foot from sword crit.
16 and 17. That's
36.
36 plus 3, so 39.
And 39. The pair of swings here from the rectangle is going to bring down the second of the giants, leaving this side of the stone wall actually clear.
Okay, so with my last action, I'm going to, I guess for lack of a better term, step over the corpses of these giants and get into a better position.
Move into the room.
That way, I'm like, as I knock that last one down, I'm like, all right, ladies, come on out.
Just let me know when you'd like me to drop the wall.
And you drop the wall.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
dismiss the
Let's
spell.
dismiss, will ya?
Oh, nice.
I'm just getting in.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
just
it's
getting in
just-
position, ready to go.
All right, Trishik.
It doesn't say it's not dismissible.
Oh, it's not dismissible.
It is
It
a-
has to say it is dismissible.
Does that have duration?
Oh.
Oh.
Surely it has a duration. Not on this card.
Could you just build a
Did
house
we just
out of these?
entomb
Did we just
ourselves?
make a house? Yeah. It would be like perfectly fitting for Resme's character to accidentally make a house that she thought she could get rid of, but she can't.
That
I
would be
mean,
a pretty solid
We
me
can get
move.
rid of it. We just have to destroy it piece by piece.
I mean, I
it's
could
an
totally
athletics check.
Kool-Aid man it.
yeah, I'm totally, Marshall.
Wall of stone does not have a duration.
We can make
You
a
have
house.
not created a magical wall of stone. You have created a wall,
Wall of stone.
An actual wall of
Wow.
stone.
Will not
Okay.
expire.
That's amazing.
So with
okay,
a few
good to know.
castings of that, you can make a fortress anywhere. That's
You have-
cool.
You have created. Out of curiosity, now I have the DCs for like hardness and stuff. It is actually just the stats of masonry. Yep. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
It is
so-
just a freaking wall.
I'm gonna go kick a hole in the wall.
Okay. Well,
That's cool.
This is amazing.
Sheik starts
happy.
digging.
So you're trying to go punch the wall?
So it's
Yeah.
AC 10 and you can't crit. So just
Can I
roll
not
me-
athletics check to
Say
break
it
through?
with me.
Oh, the break
Right
DC?
fifth
Yeah.
metacarpal fracture.
Because I'm gonna kick it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna like fireman kick the door.
Surely it has a break DC.
It should. Everything's supposed to have a
didn't
break
install a
DC.
door with
I mean,
a
the-
wall.
Everything is generous.
It's
This is
probably
a
the s-
literal solid wall.
Well, I mean, if masonry has a break DC, Buddy frickin' ran through a wall in the first
Yeah,
session.
that was a crappy wooden wall.
And he ran through a
Don't
brick
go
wall.
breaking
Let me roll and we'll see if it
I mean,
matters. I have
walls
a
are
pretty good
illusions.
Go ahead
bonus.
and roll me it.
Well, hero point, because that's a 2 on the dice.
Oh, come on, just go plap against the wall.
Absolutely not. Then I'll
Lizard
start
clap.
climbing the wall.
Let's go.
Better.
So that's a 27.
27 is definitely not going to push
Nope.
through an inch-thick stone wall. You rush up and slam it, and you see Trishik go, hey!
Just cling to the wall.
Marshall just points and laughs.
Interesting.
I'm going to
We're all
got
friends here, I
this.
promise.
move over into that bed and get ready to hide.
Are we still in initiative or are we just?
You are
I sure hope so.
still
Technically,
in
yes.
There's monsters who can smash that wall down.
Okay.
They're working on it.
There are. And as she kind of pushes on this, you hear another couple of pounding blows against the far side of the wall. Like that. Yeah, it sounds pretty much exactly like that.
Sounds
And you see the wall in front of Eleonora
Huh.
and fake Resme buckle a little bit. Rasheen.
Oh, I think they're actually making some progress. Pardon me, dear. And Roshin's gonna move up to, if she can, displace fake resume. Like
Yeah,
Roshin's gonna try
That's
to.
fine.
She takes
I'll
up-
give way.
She takes up space. And like you don't
know she's fake.
you don't know
resume.
she's fake. Yeah, we didn't discuss this.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's a deception check.
So she'll just go and sit. Well, actually, it's versus my perception DC.
It's a will save actually.
You have to
So you
Yeah.
have to roll on me.
You roll.
You make a will save versus
You-
her
you-
spell
Okay,
DC.
if I pass
You-
it, do I break it for other people or just break it for me?
No, but you can
Just
tell
for you.
other people, and that gives them a bonus on their saves.
Okay, I'll try to pass it.
Okay.
Is it an action to pass it or just when I'm interacting with it?
You move up to interact with it, then you just make it a will save.
That's kind of a shit roll, actually. That's a 25.
Nah.
25 now. Yeah, that's resume.
That's
You
right.
might want to be getting in the back, dear.
I hate the back.
That doesn't make any sense. She's going to actually heal a bit because her moderate curse is up.
Woo! Fast healing.
Yeah.
Woo!
And her wounds are going to start to slowly close. And let's see here. I don't know if a sword can actually break through the wall.
I mean, you can whack it and see what happens.
I'll try
Give me a
it.
damage roll.
Oh no.
Don't you have
Straight
your,
damage. I can't crit this thing, right?
It cannot
No.
be crit, no.
Don't
It's
you
a
have your
wall.
force hammer thing or your Morningstar?
16.
I mean, you hit it, your blade glances off it, and like maybe a tiny chip is made into the wall.
A million more of those.
But you're pretty sure like this is worse for your sword than it is for the wall.
Yeah, so I figure it wasn't really.
We don't know the dynamics of magic stone.
It's
Valia.
just normal stone.
Comes up behind the pile of giant corpses here, looking at Marshall, and kind of just pass them towards this wall. All right, well, somehow this has worked out fantastically. So stand to the back, and then dispel that. We're ready.
Coming right up.
I will totally do that.
Yes.
Because as it turns out, I do have Dispel Wall.
That is dispel wall.
Spell.
Won't do it. Well, Eleonora, as you kind of pound it into a corner here.
Oh, I'm gonna move.
You're looking a little worse for wear there.
I'm just gonna move away, get behind Marshall, pull out elixir of life.
Oh my god.
2 perception branded health drink. All right, this giant is no longer alive. That comes off the initiative, so it brings us to Resme.
Dispel wall.
Resume will get kind of a fake Resume will get kind of a quirky smile on her face and go, well, I've actually been wanting to try this for a while, and I would never do it to a real person, so this works out. Destructum! And she'll cast Disintegrate on the wall.
Dispel wall.
Well, wall status dispelled. As the wall goes down, you can see one of them, as they're already like mid-swing, and the wall disappears, like turning almost instantly to powder and dropping like sand across the middle of the hallway. Overswings, committing into something that's no longer there, and like she actually stumbles forward a bit. You see another one of them out at an opening on the right. His hand back against the edge, but he's forward, shouting out that direction. The other giant is sort of peering around from whatever this passageway on the left is, just kind of watching, and then as the wall drops, immediately scrambles to pick something up off of the floor.
And then fake Resume will move back because I have one more
Okay.
action behind Marshall toward the wall where Eleanor is. Yeah, there you go.
Everybody gets behind the large dwarf. Large dwarf!
I'm gonna go ahead and just take a step up and twirl me hammer. Bonk.
Rectangle is earning its name.
Rectangle?
This poor man.
39.
39 is gonna critically.
I think it earned the name the moment it was made.
And as soon as the wall goes down, she overswings, loses her balance, you just whap and knock her to the floor. She's prone.
That is going to be, hold on, math. 32 plus 6, so that's 38 times 2, so that's
I'm gonna shift this.
76, if my math is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okie dokie then. Yep.
Skabonk.
She's flat now. You have 1 action left.
Skabonk again.
Now she's on the ground. It's even easier. This is just quarrying at this point. They're stone giants.
Well, that's probably gonna miss, but
We got
24.
24 is in fact going to miss.
Yeah.
Bring us to Trishik though. It's worked great last time.
Well, no. I feel like there's a repeat of actions happening here. I'm just gonna walk.
we call this deja vu. Yeah.
Fart on his face! Fart on his face!
I'm gonna walk up in front of Marshall and looking down at it. You're having very bad day, aren't you? Bring my claws in.
It's a 9.
Yeah, this dice is surprisingly hard to read because it's so shiny.
Yes, it is.
So that is a 30.
31.
4, 5, 7, 13, 17, 24.
Okay, 24, and welcome back to bleeding.
Nope, that's claws.
Oh, it's claws. Never mind.
But that is also another claws.
I thought you just got it on sneak attacks, but your bow that has the rune, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is a 30. It'd be a 28. It's hard because my attacks have different.
28 will hit.
Yeah,
28 hits the flat-footed.
for another bucket of dice. So
Hooray.
14, 15, 22.
Yeah, once again, the lizard jumps on top of them and just starts ripping. Just angry lizard
Are you
noises.
sure you're not part cat or something?
Giant and Jotun's just get it off.
This thing is just slapping at its face here. It is trying to get you off there. It is actually just going to swing a big fist free of its great hand, its great club, just swiping up at you.
Nibble dodge.
But it is a big ol' slappo. Natural 20. So it really would like you to not be on its face anymore. So as their fist connects with Trishik, you just see Trishik go flying off to the side and slams into the wall.
Do we literally hear splat because he's a lizard?
You would probably hear a slam. Actually does a lot of damage. Okay.
It's the wall meter starts crawling up it.
This is going to be punch land. Hey, that doesn't double, so let's do this first. 68 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Because the crit big slam sends you into the wall twice as hard. So she really hits the wall and crumples like a sack of crap onto the ground.
Does your tail come off?
No, that is the thing lizard folk can do.
He's got to grab him though. She just smacked him really hard. So,
Just saying.
so kind of waving her hand in front of her face as she goes off, one hand on her great club. She goes to stand up,
Nope.
kind of disoriented.
Le Bonk. 37.
That's a crit.
Back down on the ground.
Oh, no, you don't. 28 plus 6, so 34.
Bonk.
La bonk.
68. 68.
Oh, yeah, 68.
68 will do a bonk.
As she tries to get back up, smack.
The one over by the doorway here is going to notice that the fight has resumed. Grab his club back up.
Doesn't that come off because he's dead?
Come around the. Oh yeah, come around the corner. I guess I should just. I don't have to put this next to mine. I just put it on the table because he got exploded. Or she got exploded. He comes around the corner, club in hand, and sees Marshall cleaving. Sees tiny Roshin. Giant turns to this big club and swings up at Marshall. Giant accepts the man battle. Giant does not care about tiny shiny lady. Ooh. Only gonna be 28. You are raging now.
Yes, so that will just normal hit me, though.
Thwap. 31 points of bludgeoning damage.
And it's 7.
Yeah, oh, bludgeoning, yeah, so you got your raging resistance, so it would be -7 would be 24.
24, okay. So I take only 9.
Roshin.
All right. Oh, well, this is working actually surprisingly well. So Roshin's gonna step up adjacent to the giant. Come on now, try to hit something a little bit smaller. And
Just kaiju battling. over
yeah,
you
it's
right
like,
here.
hey, I'm down here.
Look at me, pay attention to me!
Nose me, senpai.
Raise your
Nose
shield
me.
and swing at the ankles.
That's all we can reach.
Oh, that's not a good thing. Here's a session reroll. That's even worse. All right, that's a 25.
25 as you swipe up, your sword is just gonna kind of score across her skin. You get some blood, so I mean, like, good job. That's about
Yeah,
as far as it goes.
I did things.
you get-
You
A for
did.
effort.
You hurt her.
I did a thing.
We're all
GG.
very proud of you. And there's the Valia in the back. Man, she'd love to hit something as combat. Not positive it's gonna happen though.
That's what bows are for.
Clamber. Oh.
Whoa!
Just use the button. Wow. Right.
Right.
You only have one arm. How's he gonna load it?
She gets one shot
You
in
know,
combat.
you gotta
You get one shot.
Yeah.
You carry a loaded crossbow on your back.
you gotta hand it to her.
She's trying her best.
No.
She's gonna come around, and as these giants don't seem to be terribly focused on the group of you, she is just gonna come up and take a swing. Not getting sneak attack or nothing, but she's in there.
Play stab.
34. 34 is gonna hit. Give her a nice little poke. Hit her for 16 points of piercing damage. just gonna bring us this one back in the corner here, who has a rock, and sees a bunch of Sister Shiko flying out of her line of sight, and hears bones crunch against the wall. It's probably fine. Reaching the ground, picks up this rock, and seeing this shiny lady just slicing away your friend's ankle, yell out something in Jotun, and pitch this rock towards you. Just baseballing it down towards the ground. 34.
Concealment.
Concealment. That's concealment.
Okay.
34.
34 will normal hit. Again, just kind of crunching the guard in a bit.
Alright, you're gonna take 19 points bludgeoning damage.
I will shield block.
You're gonna take less than 19 points bludgeoning damage.
I will take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, good block. That's a hell of a shield that's blocking boulders the size of your torso.
It's basically blocking it with a large bag of money.
And she's just playing.
That's how I defend myself as well. What a coincidence.
She is basically just playing knock over the bottles at the carnival here. Playing midway games, picks up another rock and pitches it down to Roshin again. This game's rigged. The bottle will not fall over. Clearly hit it squarely. 30.
30, actually, no. Roshin's got the rhythm of her, and she's actually going to kind of duck down, and the rock's going to strike sparks off that
It's not
shield.
quite gonna do it. Eleonora.
Shoot. It looks like I'm going to have to do some finagling. I have 10, 15,
Finagling?
20, 25. I don't have enough movement to get to where I want to go, so I'm going to...
But you have all the movement.
I have a lot of movement, but not in one action because everyone's in the way now. So I'm going to run up behind Roshin, dart off to the side. I'm going to run through Roshin and then tumble through the giant and then come off to next to Roshin. I think that's 45 feet of movement. I'm very far away.
Hold on. You're
Yeah.
going to
I'm going to run up, move through Roshin's square. That's
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You got it's pretty open here. So 25.
25.
And then tumble through.
Yeah, tumble through.
35, 45, 50. Yep, you can do it.
Swashbuckler stuff.
Swashbuckler stuff, so it's a 31 to tumble through.
31 succeeds.
So yeah.
Diving past the line.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And stabby stab. Hopefully I'm gonna do something against the giant again.
Actually, a pretty cool table angle here. We got a great shot of Resume standing in the back while everyone goes and fights.
Invisible in the back.
Invisible Resume.
28.
28 will hit the flat-footed.
Even the illusion resumes in the back.
True.
It's true, actually. Well, I mean, that only makes sense.
I turn invisible so I can hide in the back, so I can cast an illusion of not being invisible and hiding in the back.
27 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And we're gonna bleeding finisher as I come back around one more time. I'm not
It's
used to
worked
fighting.
so far.
It's worked so far.
You're doing pretty good.
I'm eye level. There's a lot of important veins right there, I'm assuming. I don't know anatomy. I just
Giant's probably largely the same.
28 again.
I see what you
28
did there.
still hits.
They need
Largely the
knees.
same.
They need something. 10, 20, 29, 36, 42, 44.
44.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay. I like doing mental math every time you read me a number. Like, wait, no. Wait, no.
Oh, I keep
wait,
remembering
no.
everything I have to add in.
All right, a
It's
solid hit. He has now joined the Bleeding Heavily Club. And Resume.
So Invisible Resume is going to move forward.
Just keep on advancing. Smack.
And a large piece of rubble will come flinging out from fake Resume and attempt to knock the giant in the head.
Okie dokie. This is the telekinetic projectile.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna make the deception check first.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 27.
27 deception. Okay.
Yep, and then I will make the telekinetic projectile.
I mean, it gets
roll.
flung whether or not that succeeds. It's just whether
Yeah,
you realize
it just
that
whatever it
actually
is.
Magic.
Nice.
That's a 19, so that's gonna be a 39.
39 will critically hit.
Oh.
Le bon.
Big bonk.
Ross wants to bonk as Rock goes through
Oh, one more.
the
You're
punch.
leveled.
I leveled.
Ding. Make whole. In skull.
That's gonna be 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
So 42.
42.
42.
Whap.
All right, and that not quite enough to bring that giant down, but nearly. Good news. That keeps happening when it's Marshall's turn. So
I'm gonna take a step up.
you're in range. Yeah.
10 feet.
Oh, well, in that case,
Got those long gorilla arms.
You
true.
two are both 10-foot range because you're both huge people with giant weapons and
This is
just
true.
battering each other
well,
over the
I'm
children.
gonna suck 'em up, you know, get that bonus health going just in case, and take a bonk. 37.
It's flanked through you. 37's a crit. Stop! Stop critting the giants!
How would you like
22
one of the
plus
largest crits I've
17.
ever seen out of him?
Oh my god.
22 plus 17 is 39 plus 5 more Sonic.
44.
44.
88. Wow.
When high damage
Super
hits
Lebunk?
88 miles an hour, you're about to see some serious.
You
I
think?
think this giant also
to the
gets
future.
launched backwards. You slam him with rectangle
baseball
hair.
bat.
Just knocks it right over Eleanor's head. Just tumbling through the air, landing in a crumpled heap
I can
behind the
remember that.
For
campfire.
the viewers at home, that was an 11, an 11, and a 5 on 2d12s and a d6.
And then I
That's
guess
a
I can
bit-
move
man.
25 feet. Well, I probably have to step over this corpse, so as far as I can go forward.
Yeah, you can go like start mostly get past it. It's a pretty big corpse. You got to pick around.
Whatever.
You got a second action.
Yeah, you got
No,
one
I
action
used-
left,
I used
actually.
one, too.
Oh, you psyched.
I psyched up.
Trishik. I always forget that's an action too.
Well, I know there's one more around the corner. I'm really not happy about getting slung against the wall and losing most of the ribcage.
How your bones, buddy?
in front.
Probably not fantastic. I'm gonna hide.
Hide behind Marshall.
Well, specifically, I'm gonna climb into this alcove and then
Trishik
hide.
just climbs into bed.
Yep, just climbing into
I'm
bed.
done. I'm done.
Game over, man!
I got bonitis.
31 to hide.
Okay.
And can I peek out and shoot at them from there, or are they a little too far back?
They're too far on the corner.
Well, then I will climb up and just get up towards the roof.
Okay.
I'm going for that real sneaky shot.
Ceiling bed. Rasheen.
Roshin actually not quite so badly pressed now is gonna kind of look over and notice Trushik is sort of limping and part of his shoulder looks a little dislocated.
Yeah.
So it's just
Good thing I don't need to use my hands to climb.
good thing. But Krasach, she'll go up and that you bleed. You have blood, right? It's not like lizardy ichor or anything.
I'm
Whatever it is
pretty sure
going
he
back in your
Bleeds
body.
lizard tar.
I'm pretty sure even lizards have just normal blood.
Back into the
The body it
the
goes.
body with you. Let's see here. 23, 30, 35, 70 health back.
So back to full.
That's a beefy hill.
There's a beefy heal.
My bones. They're where they're supposed to be. I have as many as I'm supposed to be.
Those are ribcage.
You can't see them anymore.
I don't need this barbecue sauce I was gonna use.
And actually, I'm gonna have to athletic rush again to get in front of Marshall,
Boosh.
Sorry.
which actually puts me into no, it's not apologies. I'm just this is just me bemoaning the fact that I'm slow.
Is it big curse time?
It's big curse time. Yes, that's big curse time. So Roshin kind of just as she's that rush coming in, like the mist actually starts to swirl around her now, and her wounds start closing really quickly. And she starts to kind of get a little veiny in her face.
Looking a little bit like a demon, but you know.
Looking a little greasy.
Nothing
That's what
new.
it
A
is.
little scary.
Nothing new to us.
That's new to me.
That's the
Volia.
third weirdest thing ever.
Is going to move up next to the edge here. And this is again.
I can go one square over just to cover True Sheik
Okay.
a bit better.
I'm in the corner.
Valia is
hidden.
also feeling the sadness of the fight is falling back at about the speed she possesses to go forward. And she's going to double move the backside of this giant. Let's get an angle on this hallway and just sort of
Wave.
chill.
You're doing great.
Giant does not have stone in hand. Uses last action throwing stone, so can pick back up its stick, step a little ways out of here, just kind of bodying this small hallway off to your left, and again just fling this great club up out around wide towards Rasheen. That's a 43.
43. So Roshin's let her guard slip a lot. And
Concealment.
that is just going to,
Concealment.
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 Concealment's a 4.
Woo!
Ooh, do we want a hero
I'm gonna let
point
it go.
back?
No, concealment.
So
the
those-
incredible amount of mist whirling around Rasheen. This club flies right in front of you and crashes into the wall. The one of the club actually impacting into the stone next to you, just barely missing.
I'm so glad the tank's not getting hit.
We call this
if
evasion tanking.
I'm glad no one's getting hit, really.
It's actually going great.
Yeah.
It's going amazing. I'm gonna run up. The quick question: can I leading dance a giant? It doesn't specify size.
If they can, yeah, is it language dependent?
No, it's.
You're
Then
taunting
sure.
them, basically.
Doesn't require
basically-
language.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Boppity
walk
boppity.
up to the giant, get adjacent to it, and then I'm going to attempt to leading dance it.
And you can see that this passageway here leads into just another almost perfectly square chamber beyond.
So does Eleanor also speak Italian, I'm guessing?
Not speaking.
She speaks dancing.
It would be
Is it
a total
versus-
of a 31 versus its will.
Their will.
Yeah.
That's going to regularly succeed.
So I can move him 5 feet back with me, adjacent, so he's in range of Marshall.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
like that.
Dance like so.
And I have panache. That was 2 actions. So guess who's
Is he?
who's going in with a finisher?
Slap a clock. Let's go.
For a. That's fine. 26.
26 isn't going to hit him.
Can't have it all.
But it's going to bring us to Resme.
Can real Resme see him?
Yes. You got a straight line. I mean, just all of
Okay.
your friends in the way, but you can see this giant flailing in the distance.
In which case, fake Resme is going to use telekinetic projectile again with reach.
Okay.
And knock up another one of those rocks by the fire and toss it at him with
So
sonic
throwing the
speed.
big rocks, you're throwing the little rocks.
Yeah,
Well, the
but they
medium-sized rocks.
hit.
Medium-sized rocks,
But
yeah.
they hit big.
Okay.
That's what matters.
Fair point.
They have a lot of heart.
Nice.
It's going to be a 36.
36 is going to hit.
One of those.
Give me a piece of scratch paper. I'm running out of places to write health.
6, 12, 13, 19, 20. That's going to be 24 points of bludgeoning stony damage.
That is the first hit on this one because they have hung out in the back the entire time. So they're going to take a rock. But Marshall,
Fake Resme from the back is going to blow blueberries, and Severin's going to come sit.
is that
Right.
a Florida thing?
Yeah.
Those are
Ras-
definitely
raspberries.
raspberries.
You're
Okay, I
blowing
wasn't sure
raspberries.
if well, I've literally never heard it called a different berry before. Florida's wild.
It,
No.
it only does that when someone makes a mistake and saying the wrong thing.
No,
Okay, it's wrong.
It's
I was just double checking.
it's Galarian. In Galarian, they're blueberries.
I'd have to know the reason they're called raspberries, I guess, because like it's totally reasonable. I can't see the connection.
We can Google check it later.
Anyway, Marshall.
Yes. I look dead straight in the eyes of this other giant, like, oh, you want to join your friends? By all means, intimidate. Not very spooky, apparently.
We got
21.
not spooky, no.
Not spooky.
You ain't spooky.
It's okay.
It's also large. You can't physically intimidate them like you can normal scarlet monkeys.
Also, you're just going boppity boopity at it.
Well, if that won't do it, my hammer will. So,
Yeah, it works real well.
38.
38 is a normal hit.
Still hits, though.
This was not flanked or anything.
So that's going to be... Don't tell me. 32 plus...
Somebody tell him.
Now tell me I got this.
33
Okay.
with the bonk. And I'll go ahead and use my last action to bonk again to get my point across.
Rectangle's doing good work today.
Very good. Not on that one though, because that's only gonna be a 24. I
Yeah,
think.
not so good. So she.
Not so good. But
He's
that's
done largely good work today.
he does largely good work today.
He's tired.
I like rectangle.
He's
I'm
whacked
gonna
a lot. He's
skitter.
run out of whack sauce.
He's earned his keep.
I'm gonna skitter out on the wall and get over here on the wall behind this guy.
So you still got to tumble through him because he's as tall as the room.
Like,
There's not like free space. You can just climb
Yeah.
over him.
would it just be a second skitter to go to here after I do that? Because it's 15-foot movement.
You can do it in one skitter if you tumble through.
Okay.
Or do you want to like double skitter?
Well, whatever gets me
Take
here.
you 3 skitters to 15 foot around him. 5,
So if I
15,
just stick to the
5,
wall.
10, 15. Yeah, it'd take you 3 to get here. Following the wall, you'd have to tumble through.
I'll just tumble through. That's
Which-
acrobatics.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably difficult to do on a ceiling, but we'll see. You are a rogue. It's probably fine.
Well, that's a natural 1 for a 23.
So you are not going to be able to squeeze past the giant on the ceiling here. You are quite stymied in your approach.
Stymied.
as He is getting slapped by a giant man. His ankle's bullied, and now a lizard's trying to climb into his ears.
He's dancing.
Like he's dancing. He's having a very confused experience.
Doing a traditional
So that
Italian
critical
dance.
fail means you can't do it again, right?
It means you got 1 action left because tumble through does add an action onto it.
Oh.
Tumble through's a move action, and then if you go through it, you do the acrobatics.
Well, then I will...
So it's 1 action.
Yeah, it doesn't actually have like a specific critical fail. It's just like you didn't get through.
Okay, well then... So I can't tumble through again.
You can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Dig him.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there it is.
That's the opposite of a 1.
You rolled a
As
-1.
you crawl into this thing's face, it like shies away from you. It doesn't want a lizard climbing into its ears while it's trying to fight and dance, and gets out of the way, and you get by. So Rasheen,
So let's see here. Roshin is actually just sort of wordlessly roaring now at this point. She's gonna drop her shield,
you all screaming at each other.
two-hand this bastard sword, and just start hacking away at its legs.
Tree trunks.
That is gonna be a 37. Oh wait, I'm sorry, it's better. It's a 38 because I have a bonus to attacks now because I'm in rip and tear mode.
38 will hit. Rip and tear mode.
Flanking.
It's not flanking.
He's not
Oh,
flanked.
no, yeah, because you're over there.
I'm on the wrong side of it. Yeah.
Eleanor is flanking.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
I could not get far enough to put everyone in flanking.
So that's a crap roll, unfortunately.
That's
So-
2 1s on 2d12s.
No, it's a 7 and a 1.
Oh, I love
Still not
2d12s.
great. So that's 17 slashing damage,
Okay.
and it's bleeding.
Yeah, solid slash.
And she's gonna swing at it again.
Just screaming and hacking.
That's a hero point.
Okey-dokey. Does that bring you down to 2?
Ah, that's worse. Huh?
Does that bring you down to 2? How
That
much
brings
is
down to 0.
Oh, 0.
That's my last one.
Roshin doesn't have any.
Train this out.
And she'll that second one's just gonna rebound off its stony skin with like a 20. And she's got one action left, and she's going to kind of try to spit a spell out. I have a stupefied condition now, so let me try to pass that. 16 on the flat check to pass it, so she will. So it'll just kind of be like, ski, and the shield runes will kind of appear in front of her,
Okie dokie, fair enough.
and her wounds have closed up almost entirely at this point.
Esme? Rasheen's kind of scaring me.
Oh, she's fine. It's just that time of the month for her.
This is my moment. Follow you got to the back.
The person who hasn't done anything. Surprise attack.
She got to the flank. We did it.
The entire encounter leads up to
It
this.
was all a clever ploy.
For this moment.
And flanking.
Nice.
34 doesn't crit,
Even with flanking?
but that is
Yeah.
a hit.
37.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's okay. Should get him sneak attack dice now, and that's what actually matters. Give me the sneak attack dice.
Bucket of dice.
That's 10, that's 16, 17. That's going to be 26 points of damage on the first swing. And she gets a second swing, which is definitely also going to land. Quick, 1-2 salvo for 29 points of damage. She doesn't do the big, crazy martial slaps, but she does do pretty consistent, decently powerful strikes. And her
And that's all
opportunity
that
taken
matters.
here. Giant, literally surrounded, is going to opt to flail wildly. Was not prepared for
crawling
this
on me.
today.
It's a Muppet.
first wild flail is going to be a big old swing at Eleonora.
I'm gonna ask you to not, and then we'll dodge.
She's going to decline that request.
Please no.
Okay, fine. 26.
Woo, that misses.
Flailing wildly. And then swing that around as it comes up, Eleanor dodging it, the momentum entirely preserved to bring it around overhead towards Trishik at the ceiling.
Dodge.
My apologies.
Rogue times.
For 26.
Yeah.
That's
not
5
gonna
higher than the
connect.
previous roll.
He's in panic mode.
No, he's absolutely just flailing this club around. There's lizards flying into his eyes. He's forced to dance and he doesn't understand what's happening. He's being stabbed from multiple angles. There's another giant fighting him with a very impressive beard.
Nobody understands what's happening here.
Eleonora.
We're gonna do a little performance first.
Very little performance.
But first,
I must
dance.
dance. 29
For-
versus his will. It's a performance check into his will. It's-
Okay, it's gonna pass. It's gonna
That's all I
succeed.
need. All I need is for it to pass, and then we swing.
What matters is that she appreciates my performance.
Yes, and he appreciated it. 27 to hit.
27 hit because flanking. You have like diagonal vertical ceiling flanking. That's
Yeah,
working.
it's the best kind of flanking.
Sure.
It's fun. That's all that matters.
If the giant was shorter, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't
but-
be flanking if it wasn't a giant.
25,
Okay?
and then we're gonna do a precise finisher. A different type of finisher.
Exactly.
Rather
Yeah,
than
for something
cleaving off
completely
a
different.
large chunk of flesh.
Well, in this case, in case I miss, I still do a little bit of damage. I missed. I rolled a 4 on the die.
What it is. So it does just the precise finisher.
It
damage,
does half the precise
Half the
finisher, so it's
damage.
2d6 or 46 halved, whatever you
right?
want.
You can just roll 2d6.
Yeah, less math, please. 7.
7 points of damage. All right, a good, solid series.
1 point of bleed, by the way.
Okay, plus a point
Oh.
of bleed, bringing us to Resme.
Fake resume is gonna move up.
Do a cartwheel. Try and get some attention.
And then electricity is going to protrude from her eyes and go out from her, and she's gonna do electric arc. So he needs to make me a reflex save.
Oh, they're not good at that. How do you know that the
don't
giants
say.
are bad at reflex?
But he's really well grounded.
26.
That's going to fail.
Full damage.
Full damage.
Absolutely tasered.
Completely surrounded, dancing, getting electrocuted by an illusion in the distance.
Ooh, 4, 8.
It's a bad time for the giant clan.
Yeah. They brought this honor on the clan.
It's going to be 21 points of electric damage.
You just couldn't kill it.
I suck.
Marshall.
Hey.
But I'm not done yet.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, she's got
There
one
you
more
are. You
action,
did
I
three.
think.
Two
You
actions,
sustained
yeah,
a
one
spell
action
and
left.
cast a spell.
Oh, you're right.
Marshall, who I believe has gotten every killing blow in this encounter.
I got one.
Oh, you didn't get one. That's right. You
believe that.
You did
salvaged
get
that
one.
one giant's face. You tried to repeat that. It didn't go great.
Hey.
Dead.
What do
True
you
to
do?
form.
I see a 19 on the die. This
What do
thing
I
has
do?
4 health. What do you do?
Bonk.
Oh,
Ah, I told ya! Give it a twirl. Let the magic of the sound damage commence in the hammer and just go for a complete skull-shattering explosion.
And with what is certainly a critical finish here, you have pretty much just walked into this room. I mean, as much as we can complain about Marshall's positioning,
And then after that happens, I shrink down to normal and go, want to lecture me again?
he actually just pulled janitor duty on this entire chamber.
Well, the difference is the size.
Dead.
The difference is the size of the room.
That as well.
But Marshall and his merry band of ants have flitted their way around here, completely shattering the resistance of my large pile of assorted, vaguely giant tokens.
Well, that was fun. Resme, would you like to take it from here? Why, thank you. I think I will. Fake Resme will disappear and real Resme will pop up where she is.
I suddenly have a headache. This one's screaming, that one's disappearing, reappearing, disappearing.
Oi, Trishik! You want to lift the bodies?
I do not believe the giants would have much aside from stick. They're very wearing clothing.
You never know. I start rummaging through their pockets.
So
Potatoes,
Roshin's just gonna
pockets of potatoes.
kind of
Marshall
give like
couldn't be happier.
Roshin.
Roshin's just gonna give like a frustrated roar and just bury her sword in one of the corpses, and then just kind of slink down and just kind of be panting really heavily. And she's gonna start the 10-minute long process of refocusing.
Not wanting to address you directly, Volley's going to turn to Eleonora, who is the next closest person who's not on the ceiling. Is she okay?
I asked Resme the same exact thing, and she said she was fine. Hey, Resme.
Yes.
Oh, whoa. Are you sure Miss Roshin's okay?
It is none of our affair, I think.
Wow.
Just let her be, and she'll come back to herself in a minute.
With a mouthful of potatoes, I interrupt. You know, it's typical bloodlust. I've seen it happen before in my old platoon back in the day.
Don't eat with your mouth
It's
open.
incredibly rude. You're in the presence of 4 ladies, I assuming. Eating with your mouth open, incredibly
Three
rude.
and the one, like, panting, blood rage barbarian with veins popping out of her face.
Yeah,
No,
she's
that's
still a lady.
4.
That's 4. And Trushik, who's a fine gentleman.
As off the roof.
In your dapper suit.
A very fine gentleman indeed.
There is a lizard on the roof.
It's not the demon, it's just me.
Oh.
Well, I can't fault the ferocity with which she throws herself to battle, I suppose. Holds nothing back, it's just...
Now, I do have a concern. This one over there, and I point at the one that was like looking outside into the quarry. It appeared to me as if it was motioning for something. I'm afraid our positions may have been compromised.
And at that, you would see what is surely the figure from the quarry. Huge hand up on the ledge and like almost just kips up with the one hand onto the ledge there. To see the group of you, the spray of stone giant corpses spread throughout the area. And
Oh, crap.
you're not going to have 10 minutes to lose this
Are you the one we talked to
raging
about the
mode
job
right
interview?
now.
Roshin doesn't particularly mind.
But
And I dismissed my rage already. Darn it.
before
Toga
this
party.
dives in, we're going to take our midstream break here. We're going to stand up, stretch our legs, refill our drinks. Hopefully, Twitch, it looks like it is intact now. I know it has had
For now.
some issues at the beginning of the stream here. Hopefully, they will not return. I miss chat. I like chat. Chat is nice. But we are going to take a quick couple of minutes. Don't go too far, because when we come back, well, this is Swole Man. And,
No, that's not his name.
Yes, it is.
Swolosaurus.
No, it's what's his push-up?
Solinsky?
Mr. Push-Ups or Mr. Workout or...
Soulman, I think, is currently the
Man?
best
Okay.
name.
All
I
right,
like Swole Man.
All right, we're gonna go
Swole
with
Man
that.
sounds cool.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Mike
Good news, though.
It's a swole man.
We have interim highlights, so we will not leave you bereft of entertainment.
Yet.
Like the king of dinguses. Anyway, we're all back here. And as we had left off,
Forgot about that.
I did. I'm not gonna forget this time.
Swole Man he's got the battle cry tent atop the minis there, so he won't forget his one of his feats there when initiative is
I
rolled.
might write doofus underneath it, so. Battle cry doofus.
Swole Man has climbed up onto the ledge, one-handed, and as he sort of kips up onto the platform with the group of you, he pulls his other hand up, and he does not have a giant stick. He appears to almost entirely be unarmed, save for lengths of chain that he just has kind of wrapped around both forearms and around his fists, almost like knuckles. As he looks across the room and sees all the giants that are down and sees the group of you, and the immediate burst of panic across the party as you see that he's there, he does not lunge for you instantly. Kind of crouching up on his sledge, he actually grins. Or Gonka.
Can Marshall attempt to figure out what he's saying just by, pure giant nature from what he knows of?
He looks like he's like, you guys are awesome.
YTMND.
The general intent, yeah, it seems somewhat clear.
Roshin's just gonna grab the sword that's embedded into the giant corpse and grin at him and go, Orgonga.
Ooh. He points to the passageway behind the group of you. Bor, dusgonga, jogaki, ikawazu. Ooh.
I mean, that sounds like a bring it if ever Roshin heard one.
sounds
He doesn't like. He's still smiling, but he is motioning towards himself.
No, I don't think it's. I really don't think it's aggressive.
Roshin's
believe-
just gonna just walk towards him, pulling the sword out as she goes, just kind of dragging it along
As
the
he
ground
pulls out,
behind her.
his grin just gets bigger.
I believe.
And Roshin's gonna walk up
He
to him as
wants
close
us
as he'll let me get before
outside.
initiative happens.
He, as you walk towards him, he is actually going to turn away from you. His hand still on the ledge, and kip back down into the quarry.
He wants to. I do believe big giant man wants to fight us in open, where he and us have at no advantage or disadvantage. He wants fair fight.
I think we should go down the other hallway.
Roshin will follow him out the.
No, Roshin.
Marshall's like,
Darling.
Marshall just starts
Going after him. So it is about a 15-foot drop from the ledge, which is no real problem for the giant, but that's fairly far for you.
She'll try to climb down if possible.
I'll just hop down.
Make
Oh,
me.
just
You got
jump.
catfall. You can just catfall.
Just
Make
jump,
me,
Roshin. I'll take care of you.
Make me a climb check.
That's a natural one.
Feather fall.
So what happens is actually Roshin gets to the edge, looks at him, and then just thinks about climbing down, and then just
Superhero
something
jump.
happens in her face, and she just steps off the edge and falls.
And I cast Feather Fall, running after her.
Oh, it's a reaction. You can actually do that and save me from my.
So you
Impending
quickly
doom.
toss a feather fall towards Rasheen as the giant continues to walk away from you out into the quarry. And as he does, you catch Rasheen. How do the rest of what are the rest of you doing?
I am. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't. Okay. I'm gonna be following. I'm gonna be pulling out potions and drinking them until I feel a lot better than what I do right now. This one's for headaches.
I am. As I approach the edge of the pit, I get excited. I'm like, oh, now we get to fight him! Awesome! I take out my axe and I use it to just cleave into the side of the wall and just use it to help slow my fall down.
For the
The pit.
moment, I
Okay,
am
make-
staying up here on the cliff.
Yeah, make me an athletics check. You can
I
stay
pass.
up. Does he get 20? You got a 20.
16.
Oh.
You said athletics, and I immediately go, okay.
You said athletics, and I immediately assumed it wasn't a roll. What'd you get, though?
In reality, it was a 38.
38, you're totally fine. You can use the axe to get down fairly easily. And then Trishik is fine. Resume's staying up top. Eleanor, what are you doing?
I chug a potion. I'm gonna climb down too.
Yeah, make me athletics as well.
For a 31.
31, you could get down pretty easily also. So the giant had no difficulty getting down. Has a bit of a lead on you by the time that the group of you work your way down this face into the quarry itself. And he's turned away, just walking away from you. And again, his stride is pretty massive, so he just moves a bit faster than you. He gets about 100 feet out into the pit before he stops and turns around, grin still on his face, towards the party, as I assume the other 5 of you with Valia are still following.
Yes.
And so you'd be some distance behind him. And puts his hands out wide and looks to the various openings throughout the quarry.
Yeah.
Oh! Togora! And just flexes as big as he can over his head. and then points with one big finger down to probably Rasheen, who's in the face. Go!
Roshin's gonna just ready her bastard sword and just get ready, and she's gonna scream out, "To gu ra!"
I don't like this Rasheen very much. I'm not gonna lie.
At this, we're gonna roll some initiative.
I'm not entirely sure I'm a fan of
Marshall's
this.
excited.
Anyone scouting?
I'm always scouting.
I assume Eleanor is scouting.
Always scouting.
Yeah.
You're a very nervous individual.
I can't really hide, so
Definitely cannot hide.
Um,
You are coming to
Recall.
Coliseum fight this man in the open.
yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, be recalling knowledge about this guy
Okay.
because he looks like not a normal giant.
Here is
He is the
I
swole
like
man.
that much better.
Swole Man. And that's actually what he looks like. That is also his token.
Ah,
Okay.
lovely.
You can see him up close now. He's clearly another giant, but he's definitely not a stone giant. All the stone giants, whether they are just naturally hairless or were completely shaven, not only didn't have any beards or hair on their head, they appeared to have no hair across their body at all. Whereas this one, his skin is less gray and more of a pale purple. He has long, flowing white hair, draping almost halfway down his back. And he is so hairy that his shoulders and arms almost appear furry. He's also, unlike his stone companions, kitted out with a breastplate of massive metal plates.
Interesting.
So,
It looks like he took suits of full plates from regular sized people and taped them to his body.
and he looks like he's having the time of his life. He's super excited for this.
Let me know when you want to resolve battle cry.
Give me your battle cry. We'll do it.
And
immediately.
Rasheen got a hero point.
What?
Yep.
I did. Shiny
will-
Man for the toddler
You
who's
both.
now trying to imitate whatever it is you said. When it's about to be infinitely
60.
interesting. Deadly Doll, thank you for that one.
Woo!
Learning from Rasheen, the greatest teacher probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I got a 30.
Alright.
I got a 34 on my battle cry.
Ready for your battle cry, and Rasheen.
Roshin got a. Can I physically menace him with intimidating prowess?
I'll give you physically.
I'm
Menace.
trying to, because I am
You're
gonna.
trying your best.
I'm fully intending to stick this sword in where he doesn't want it. So,
Inside of him?
That's any part of him.
39.
39 will frighten him a bit. As you clearly are not
Sane.
seeing,
At all intimidated.
he's a little taken aback. He does seem a little unsettled by
I
that.
did not expect this.
He's like, was this smart?
Don't fight crazy.
Trishi.
I got a 35.
Not bad. Marshall?
31.
So I will say, what is it, a minute till you can rage?
Yeah, it's a minute.
You, at this point, rather than making your way down the wall and stuff, you could probably rage.
Okay.
Eleonora, you
31.
You are rolling. What did you get, Marshall?
I got a 31 as well.
31. Who wants to go first?
Oh, sorry. 32.
Because scouting.
33.
Rasheen?
You suck at this math.
30.
No, I suck at initiative.
And resume.
Normally you don't do
38.
that.
Yeah, normally you just say,
You just
now
say,
wait.
I go now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I rolled a
We'll move when I
19.
choose.
Hold
I
up.
rolled a 15.
I rolled a 15.
Super cocked.
I also
Boy
rolled a 15.
Coming in with a 31.
I was hoping to somehow by a miracle go before
Put
Trish.
him right in here. The champ.
Mm.
Alrighty, so resume, pretty far back. You didn't follow him. You are going to go first.
And
Resume?
he's flat-footed to you.
He is flat-footed to me. Resume is going to cast out Conatus Maxima and hit him with a level 5 triple magic missile.
Okay.
That'll do it.
What if aiming, but not?
Cause I don't think he's resistant to force damage.
Basically, nothing is.
Except for golems, which are just straight up
Well, they're just
immune.
immune to magic in general. They're not specifically extra immune to force.
Fainting's mainly only, right?
Fainting is melee only also.
Nice.
I got you. Not yet.
I was actually going to
26
hold my
plus
turn.
9 is
35.
35.
35 points of force damage. As all these bolts start coming down from the cliff and slamming into Shadow Giant Man. He takes some of these. They hit him. He grits his teeth a bit, still kind of smiling, not particularly bothered. Trishik.
I'm gonna hold
Okay, till when?
until after Eleanor, just after what I assume to be Eleonora.
Well, Eleonora, you did roll.
I did roll for
did.
once. Command attention. I'm gonna use one action to command attention. Get his eyes on me.
Okay.
Because I realized Trishik does not have a place to hide.
I cannot do much right now.
So I'm
The
going
map
to...
is like super duper blurry because it's a ginormous map that's really zoomed in. So
I'm gonna
Surely the PCs wouldn't be so dumb as to fight this guy out here.
I'm not gonna
Um,
follow him. They followed him.
So if I'm within 30 feet of this giant
Yes.
man. All right. So I'm gonna actually skirt down to the south of him, staying within 30 feet, backing up a little bit because I don't want to get hit by him. Even though, yeah, right about.
give him
right
just
about there.
give him a good radius.
Try to keep Trishik in that too. I can't really see the map, so. But as long as I have command attention, my allies can attempt to hide even if they do not have cover, as I'm continuously providing a distraction.
Okay, so you had to something his will save, right?
It's if he tries to use an ability that demands his focus on someone else.
Oh, right, fair enough.
He gets +1 against anything that he has to pay attention to. He gets a degree 6 success better.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So, as you run off to the side, being a general nuisance, you are very colorful and fast, and he kind of watches you run by,
and then I'm gonna do a performance check at the very end of this.
largely unfazed by the magic missiles that are hitting him.
Yep. For a 37.
Okay.
This try to beat his will.
That will succeed.
All right, then I have Nash. That's all that matters.
Now, Trishik.
Well, there's a very colorful distraction bolting its way across the open field. So I'm going to use that to duck in behind, I guess, putting myself a little bit behind my allies here, and attempt to hide out in the open.
You can hide because he's not looking
For
at you.
a 29.
A
And
29?
I'll see the results of that hide when I immediately fire an arrow at this man.
You know he's flat-footed because he hasn't gone yet, right? You're a
I
rogue.
didn't sneak.
Oh, you have to sneak to do that?
Yeah.
Surprise
okay.
attack requires deception.
I actually did not
or
realize that
sneak.
conditions. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
That's why she got it and I did not.
Fair enough.
So, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Well,
This man is taking an arrow.
yeah, he is certainly going to take an arrow. As it flies and hits into him, he doesn't really attempt to dodge it, but neither is he unaware of your presence. He seems to still be pretty cognizant of his surroundings. 29 did not successfully hide from him.
So he will take 26 damage and is pinned and bleeding. And does that break your thing?
Mm-mm.
He's gonna attempt to hide again, I guess.
Don't look at me.
Have a whole
Don't
paragraph
do
I'm
it.
rereading.
All right, so that's a 40.
Okay, 40
This time.
this time for sure. So he is going to, like, he literally succeeds the athletics check to pull the arrow out, the natural one.
Yeah,
So,
And spends the action.
it's
spends
an
the
action.
frees himself, and is going to move over towards this brightly colored pretty lady, commanding his attention. Still smile on his face, wheeling back one arm as he does, and he whips it forward, punching a ways shy of you, but letting loose some of the chain coiled around his wrist as that lashes down in your direction.
Ask you to please not. Nimble dodge.
Pay attention to me! Stop paying attention to me! Just watch! Just watch!
Like
Don't
a,
touch the performance, please!
like a reality TV star.
That's right. It's gonna
Be a 36.
What hits?
Mm.
Ouch.
Not critting is a victory at this point.
Yes.
It's going to hit you for 32 points of slashing damage as this chain whips down through you. And as it does, I need you to make a fortitude save.
Would be disemboweled by the chain.
29.
With a 29, as this thing lashes through you, it bites like a sword, cutting through you viciously, but there's more than that. As he strikes you, it's late evening here when you made your attack, I believe. I'm trying to think back to when it was.
Roughly, I was starting
But
to get dark.
Yeah.
the waning light outside seems to even go a bit darker. Like somebody turned the brightness down on your eyes. You just can't. It literally just looks like there's less light in the area. You are drained 1, and also have a -1 to perception, which I don't have a card for. You just have a -1 to your perception checks.
Okay. Guys, don't get hit.
Marshall.
And what does Marshall do?
Marshall gets mad.
Become big beefy boy.
He doesn't have any.
I want to play too. Whip out my hammer and walk up to him and bonk.
You can make it big.
Well, you would have already had your hammer out.
Yeah, hammer's already, I assume, at the ready.
What is math? 32 to hit?
32 will not hit.
Well done. Yeah.
Rasheen. 32, as you go to swing, he puts the other hand up and kind of glances with the chain wrapped around his forearm, just shunting it to the side. You know, you connect, but it doesn't phase him,
And he took 3 bleed.
which is still going.
Okay. So Roshin is just going to stride directly forward, and basically opposite, just 20 feet straight forward, just to get in range of this guy.
All right, and as you move forth, he takes his chain he hit Eleanor with and whips that arm back around, slashing the chain your direction.
Okay.
Unlike the previous Stony Boys, he is much more of a skilled fighter. And again, decent at positional awareness. That is going to be a 44.
44, that's going to, her guard is relaxed. It's just going to smash right through her and spray blood.
You'll still get here because we learned I had that completely backwards. Interrupts, manipulate, not move actions. But he's going to give you a solid whomp on your way by. Math. 76 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
As this chain crumples straight through your full plate with the force he swings it. And I need you to make me a fortitude save as well.
I can do that.
Oh, jeez.
Fortitude save is a 30.
With a 30, you two see almost the ambient light of the world flicker and fade a little bit. It's not enough to affect you, but you definitely notice that there's something accompanying his attacks beyond pure brutality. 29 failed, 30 succeeded. We did it, guys. We found the DC.
We
found exactly.
And Marshall, before we go any further, big angry dwarf needs to be smashy. Dominate your enemies. Wolverine 789.
Thanks, Wolverine.
Point out.
You want him to pee on them?
Shame. Continue.
We're gonna ignore that.
We're gonna ignore that.
Kind of righting herself as her wound is leaking this red mist, she's just going to tighten her grip on the sword and just bring it into a slash, trying to, probably his knees are the best I can reach, so she's going to go for that.
He's about 12 feet tall.
About 12 feet tall. That is unfortunately a 26, so I doubt that's going to just...
26 is definitely not going to land, as he is going to turn and just still kind of decently putting up a front to confront all of you. Raise one shin to catch it with his greave.
And she's going to, last action, try to spit out a shield spell. She'll pass the flat check. Shki! And the runes will pop up.
I really gotta learn that spell.
So, Resume, as you go to do whatever it is you do, does a 32 hit you?
A 32 will just hit me.
Then, as you ready to do whatever, you see this fight unfolding. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 28. That's 5 lower than I thought it was.
No,
So
that will not hit me.
as you're ready to do whatever it is that you're doing up here, you hear a slight whistle, and then see an arrow shoot right past you, skipping across the stone behind you. It's fired from a position higher than you, but you can't immediately see where it came from.
Okay.
Is there a me around here somewhere?
In the middle of the quarry.
Probably.
All right. I'm going to take a turn to actually focus in and see if I can find where the arrow came from?
So you got a general, like you can see how it came, and you got a general angle. Give me a perception check.
That's not gonna do it, but I'd really like this to work.
So this side of the tower rolls badly.
This side of the tower is bad. That
So
side of the
I'm
tower
gonna
is
give
good.
you one of those. And I'm gonna try that again. This time, not as good. Better, but still not great. It's gonna be a 27.
The 27, you cannot see where that arrow came from. At this point, you're looking out into long growing shadows across the
Not going to use that side.
across the quarry as the sun is moving down to the west, darkening. Sun's not in your eyes, but it is darkening much of what you're looking at, save for the pretty bright opposite face of the quarry, which is catching enough of the direct sun, the surface of the granite reflective enough that between the darkness and that, the contrast is really not doing you any favors for seeing who the heck is shooting.
All right. Well, screw that. I am going to use Dimension Door, and I am going to leave.
Leave to whence?
I am going to move next to the wall, further at an angle to Marshall going that way.
So like in the quarry down
Yes,
here?
exactly.
Okay. Dimension door down a ways.
That
on the
will give
floor
me
of the
some
quarry
cover for
at
whatever's coming that way.
Some distance. All right, Eleonora.
Well, this ain't enjoyable, not in the least.
And also,
gonna-
I'm pretty sure you just lose like 11 health for being drained one.
I did.
Okay.
I already marked it. I can read.
You
Can't-
good stuff. That's what we got the cards for.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a step forward. Still continuing my command attention. I'm gonna swing once for a bleeding finisher. Did I have panache?
Big smack.
I really like this to work.
Kanaki.
Stop.
Something wrong with you.
Bibbidi bibbidi boo.
Exactly.
Your Italian is powerless here.
For a 30
Hey, 30 as you swing
against
His-
his flanking.
against his flanking. He's still guarding against Rasheen. But your sword just kind of glances across his greave, nicking his thigh, but not landing for any damage. 30 is not going to hit us flat-footed.
Whose idea was this? Rasheen? She can't talk right now. Great.
She's very mad.
Very angry. So am I.
She actually looks like she might be enjoying this.
Oh,
So does he.
Yeah.
You two are having a great time.
I'm not.
I just
Alright.
lost half my health in one hit. This is great.
That's pretty much thought this dude was like, oh, I think it hit me pretty good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean,
That
can't
tingled.
really count Marshall out because he just enjoys doing this every day.
Everyone's having a good time. Except for one, right? You know what, actually?
That's.
Oh,
that's-
commanding, you have to continue commanding attention?
Yeah, it's an action.
Oh, I see. It's Rashik.
Sustained. Well, I'm pretty sure with a 40, I don't need to guess if I'm hidden or
You
not.
probably hit. Yeah, his perception DC is now 41. He doesn't have a 31 to his initiative. He got a 31 on initiative, so like,
So
because he was between the 31 to 32, the eagle-eyed amongst you could have determined his result.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and shoot him in the exact same spot that I shot him last time because that seemed like it went really well. Well, I did that if you divide it by 5. So that would only be a 26.
That first arrow flies up and just glances off of his armor.
Well, I'm then going to move over to. Let's see.
You can get
5.
next to Roshin with 30.
Okay. And I suppose I will move around to the far side.
Oh, you can get past with 2 movements. There you go. He's like, well, I tried.
Yep. He's bleeding already, so.
So the big guy here, turning to face Rasheen now as she's just swinging for the fences. Eleanor is clearly like protecting herself and is kind of skittish, and Marshall's just going ham. This is sneaky lizard man. He's interested in the lady who also looks like she's having a good time here. So everybody gets this big hit with the chain. He reaches down almost dropping to a knee as Trishik skirts around to just grab out with a giant hand towards your leg.
Thought he was gonna propose.
I mean,
I love you.
It's perfect common.
40 versus your reflex DC.
40 versus reflex DC. That will critically succeed.
So he's just gonna grab your leg and just flip you over on the ground, dealing 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
I get the feeling he's not taking me seriously.
That was a love tap.
I love that. No, it doesn't scale. Like, the critical success on a trip is just d6 damage. It never scales.
Okay.
You critically trip somebody at level 20, you do d6 bludgeoning damage. Which is, it's just funny that that's still there, because at this point it's so minor. But as he knocks you over, he stands up, and then
can I attack of
he
opportunity?
didn't he hasn't
Okay.
really gone down. No.
Darn.
He rights himself up from the knee, whips his fist up, and slams a chain down towards you. Taking the -5. He's having a good time.
He's having a good time.
This isn't a standard proposal. I was lied to.
How about a 34?
This is how giants propose.
Ah.
And she's gonna get the guard a bit better this time and ward off the worst of it, but it's still gonna get her for a solid hit.
I'm gonna hit you for 36 points of slashing damage.
And he will take 6 bleed.
He bleeds. He should make a fortitude save again. But as he hits you with this chain, slamming that down, he looks out towards Marshall, still this big grin on his face. Oh! And just backhands Trishik.
Nimble dodge.
Gets a steel chair.
31.
Exact.
Agile fist is pretty good, it turns out.
I don't like it.
It's a hefty drug.
This fist does not do less damage than the chain. So I just looked, I was like,
Surprise.
wait, was that? Yep, that's the same number. Okay. 35 points of bludgeoning damage as he backhands you. What was your fortitude save?
My fortitude save was trash, actually. That was a oh god, I mean it's even worse because I'm in curse mode still.
There's not a critical failure.
There is no critical.
You're drained
failure?
one,
All right.
also -1 on perception checks. And Trishik, I need a fortitude save from you as well.
Off the fist?
Off the fist. It's not it's not a property of the chain. It's a property of him.
Yeah.
It's his.
That's
pretty good.
35.
You're good. You see the world go a little darker. He makes no attempt to move from the flanking position. He's just
Having a good time.
going ham.
Well-
He's clearly thoroughly enjoying this.
Well, if that's the case, bonk.
Is Valia going?
Oh, I didn't roll Valia.
I was gonna say, is she just
Oh.
gonna sit there
I
for
thi-
the
I didn't-
entire
I didn't roll
She's
combat?
probably
Valia.
smartest.
And she's like, well, I don't really want to go in there. What's this?
He rolled a 3.
Oh,
Marshall.
Okay, I'll put Valia after Marshall's what we'll do.
Yeah,
Fair enough?
that's fine. Because I'm already in, bonking mode here.
Just forget to roll friendly
roll
NPC initiative.
20s.
'Cause they're not in the stat block.
That's
Close
not
enough.
a 20, but that's still pretty good.
You
That's
think
going to be a
Valia's
38.
38 will definitely hit him. He's flat-footed. 38 will hit him.
Oh, that is not
I
the
should
right.
hope so.
38
would
is not
hope
his
so.
flat-footed. Like, well, there's been a misunderstanding. I'm sorry. You have a good day, sir.
I'm gonna just
perfect
slink
timing.
into the slave pits myself and stay there.
So 30,
no.
35 combination of bludgeoning and sonic.
Okay, good hits. Can I just open this myself? I'll just get it. It's cool.
Get yourself in.
Secondary bonk. That's not gonna bonk. With my last action, I'm going to roar at him to get his attention and attempt to intimidate him. I doubt that does anything because that is a 27.
He's not afraid now. He was frightened at first, or seeing us a little spooky, but that wore off pretty quick.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you still going at all, huh? Poke, poke.
Valia, having seen what happened, is gonna move and then step to complete the
Idiocy.
square of bodying and
Jumping in the water's fine.
pick up the flanking. She saw what's happened. She is not going to mess with this guy right now. And as she quickly ducks in, keeping herself protected, keeping her sword forward so we can't capitalize, going to swing for a 34, which is going to hit his flat-footed. Dice o'clock. Ooh, this feast and famine super hard. 1928 points of piercing damage. Yeah, it took two of the move and the step to get there. So that's Roshin. How you looking?
Roshin's looking like nearly dead. Like she's going to like kind of blink her eyes. Like she's like half of her blood's probably come out of her mouth. She's got blood spray everywhere. But the mist is still going to just inexorably push that back inside her body. And she's just gonna kind of stir on the ground a bit. Let's see. So thankfully, I'm not controlled. I'm just stupefied.
You're just dumb.
Yeah. He hasn't used it yet. Oh, this is brutal. All right. Here it comes. Here it comes. She's going to cast shield on the ground, or try to. She with I fail it. She'll actually bite her words and not actually get the spell out. And she is going to.
And here comes the fist.
She'll just try to swing him up from the ground. Her legs are still too broken. She's not going to try it.
-2 for being prone.
Alrighty. Dice jail for you. That was a 26.
26 definitely not going to do it.
Okay. And she's got one action left. She'll swing again. She's just kind of wildly swinging. Oh, that's decent. What is that? 13, so 11, 33 versus Flatfoot?
33 let us have fun, yeah.
Nice.
Hey, get it. Will my Holy Rune do extra damage to him?
Yes.
Hey!
He's definitely evil.
All right. I knew he was a heal. Right, did not jam this tower there. 12. 12 and 5 is 17 plus 10, 27.
Alrighty. As you're starting to cut through him here, he's starting to get a little bloodied and battered as well as you're fighting him. He's clearly showing signs of the injury, but he's still having a pretty good time, regardless of his mounting wounds. Resume, as we come around to you, another pair of arrows shoot in towards that cave opening up above.
All right, I'm watching for it now.
You see him kind of clatter. You gonna give me a perception check?
Yep. You know why? Because I can see things.
With a 3.
Fuck you. Sorry.
There it is.
Is it a 3?
20.
Okay.
20, definitely still not gonna be able to make out where
No,
they're coming
I
from.
got a nat
Oh, you got a
20.
natural 20.
That'll be a
Okay.
38.
All right. So 38. Fun fact: 38 actually does not beat the DC by much, but you do just make out on the farthest side of the quarry, on the northern side. I said there's 2 openings. There's one on the west with you, and one at the farthest, the one that's a little higher, like 40 feet off the ground. Crouched most of the way around the corner, all the way up there. You can see the glint of an arrow and blonde hair as a sniper is leveling that shot. They're watching the fight. You can see they could clearly see this fight. Could easily be raining down at it, but they aren't. They're just holding for now.
Resume looks at them and goes, "Gotcha."
And then they shoot at you.
Well done.
Good job. 41.
You're pinned to the wall.
Ow.
Yeah, that is a critical hit.
Why did I tell the sniper I could see him?
The worst thing to do.
Hear me?
He has very good eyes, and you just gestured directly at him.
He's sniping you from like 400 feet away.
You say 400?
Did you say 400?
She said 400. That's fireball.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
We have a sniper war going on. We have sniper elite going on over here.
You
Sniper.
take 30 points of piercing
Well,
damage.
Sniper versus
Okay.
artillery.
I was gonna say one guy's playing sniper elite. She's just playing artillery.
One's a cannon.
So I still have 2 actions left.
You do. yes.
Coincidentally, Fireball is 2 actions.
I did notice that. Yes, there was an interesting.
You know, the number 5 is smaller than or bigger than the number 4.
Inferno Maxima! And I will cast a large fireball up in his direction.
How large is large?
Large.
20-foot burst.
When like level, spell level wise.
Oh, it's level 5.
Okay, that's large.
What's your
That's still
reflex
pretty
DC,
big.
buddy.
That's really
High enough?
I would imagine so. With it.
1 succeeds, 1 fails.
Ah.
It's fail.
It's level 5, you said?
Mhm.
Oh, so you need 10d6.
I do.
The numbers are irrelevant. One was like 25 and one was like 39. So I'm sure one succeeded and one was like 35. It was like 10 apart.
Yeah, you're fine.
Does 35 doesn't? No, there's no way 35
No,
clearly
it
succeeds.
doesn't.
30 is the
You guys at
DC,
this point.
so.
Okay, yeah. One. I was pretty sure one failed, one succeeded.
Okay. So yeah. Thank you.
Numbers.
Nice.
You need 2 more d6 on top of that.
30. 2 more?
2 more. Boxcars.
42 points of fire damage.
Okie dokie. You see a party. You see a bead sail past you guys. Just none of you have even noticed there's archers. You see a bead of fireball sail over this fight and explode in the farthest possible opening of the quarry.
I'm sure Resme's got that.
Eleonora.
I'm sure Resume's doing whatever she wants to do.
That was so satisfying.
It's very satisfying. I don't have panache. I don't really want to move from this spot. He scares me. I'm gonna dance in front of him like a mad lady.
Does that,
34.
does that prevail?
It is.
It's not manipulated.
Yeah, just have the manipulate action.
No.
But it has the move action, surely. No?
Mm-mm.
Doesn't have the move trait?
No,
That's
you're
concentrate.
Dang it!
Foiled
Focus.
again!
I can't punch her. She's dancing. It's against the rules of engagement.
This man respects.
I'll never hit a dancing lady.
Touch the performers.
At least not in the middle of their dance.
Maybe
You'll
leave
wait till
it.
the end of a measure.
As long as it's more than this, we'll save. Well, yeah, whatever it is. Math. I want to hit
Yeah,
him.
you're good. You're,
I want to.
you're,
I want to slap him.
You're panached.
Panached it. Will a 38 hit him?
It will.
That's what I like to hear.
I'd be concerned if it wouldn't. You're flanking.
Very concerned if it wasn't. 23,
Okay.
and then bleeding finisher. Thank you for coming on type. Bleeding finisher. I'm gonna try this shindig once again. We're doing a little square dance. Grab your partner, swing him around, make him bleed.
Around his ankle.
I rolled a 2 on the die.
That doesn't
Probably not
succeed.
doing, huh?
Unless he's really got a crappy AC all of a
He
sudden.
does not know. It's
No.
not that this map is low resolution. It's that they gave me a map of the quarry. I actually can't zoom out and show you. I was just gonna zoom out and show you. But for reference, you can just see where the party is.
Jeez.
The map is that big. So like the I guess it is low resolution by merit of the grid that is given in the adventure is 1 square is 20 feet. So it's very, as you can, 25 even, you can see the gridded squares at this level of zoom. It's just really, really, really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very large. But no, it does not hit Eleanor, which brings us to Trishik. Trying to get it back down to where it was.
That's about right.
I got it. There. Trishik.
Resume's
off the map now.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll be alright. Don't worry about it.
Gone forever.
Again.
Just eventually. I'm going to another planet. Anyway, what's up, Trishik?
Claws.
Claws, you say?
Lots of claws.
All the claws.
So first claw, because this man
Megapixel. I'll
hits
remember that.
hard.
No, you won't.
So I'm gonna go for his ankles, try and slow him down a bit. Going for the calves, the ankles, the legs, just anything I can find purchase in with a
That'll do it.
38.
38 will hit him. Wrote that down, so I'll look at it later. No, you're good. It's actually super useful.
18, 19, 23, 30.
Okay. We have passed the 200 damage mark.
All right, so 33, because I rolled the
33
exact
roll?
same thing.
We'll hit him.
Actually, I guess it'd be 34, but not like it matters. It hits. So 11 plus, so 28. And just going for the maybe it'll be a 20.
Was it a 20?
It was 2 lower, so that is going to be a 28.
Yep, that's not going to do it. All right, so this guy at this point, so now he's starting to look a little bit bloodied, is still having a great time.
Over 200 damage.
He
Looks
is
a little
gonna
bloodied.
step a little out of the center of pain, away from Marshall. Step a little out of the center of pain.
5 foot
Steph
step.
doesn't prepare.
Oh, that
He's a
makes me
smart
sad.
one.
So excited.
Oh, I mean, you were sitting there with the.
That's no, I'm not very excited. And as he does, he brings his arms in for a moment, kind of up almost defensively, and tucks his head down, taking a bit of a position. You're very much in the shade of the side of the quarry at this point, all around the west side of this. And especially those of you who've been hit by him, everything looks a little darker. It seems to get even slightly darker still. And even though the sun isn't even really gotten to sunset yet, it gets sort of difficult to track exactly where he is. He almost blends into the quarry's shadows.
Interesting.
Would I have gotten a recall knowledge?
Oh, you recon knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a
'Cause I can't
second.
hide.
What's your 13?
13. Him doing weird stuff made me remember
He is
that.
definitely not a stone giant. But,
Useful information.
very useful
Now we
information.
can change our tactics. Fight accordingly.
But as he steps back, as you kind of just rip into him with your claws here, he is going to turn and lash those chains down towards you, Drake.
Nimble dodge.
Nimble Doglio. Let's get a 31.
Exact.
There's a 4 on the die,
Yeah.
by the way. So, like, what matters is that you tried.
So
That's the sound. It's going to be
I'll just-
33 points of slashing damage. He's still having an okay time. He's still he's
34.
grinning less. He's a little more focused now, but he's clearly taking the fight a bit more seriously. 4, you said?
34. Fortitude save.
Oh, you don't need to make it again. You already did.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no, you didn't get drained before. You're okay.
Yeah. And 3 bleed.
Alrighty,
I thought it was just save because he hits you.
Marshall,
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step forward,
follow the man.
and then it is bonking time. Nat 20.
There you go.
This man is not going to enjoy this.
Well,
Concealment.
give me concealment.
All right. Nat 20.
Wanted it!
Okay.
Wanted it!
Okay. I'm not gonna argue with the 20 into the 20.
Crit
So
confirmed.
Roll another
that's-
20 to instantly kill.
The shockwave just.
he
kept
doesn't have to
stopping.
hit him. He's just gotta get within about a foot.
This is golf swing.
Oh, geez, that is
Oh.
big numbers.
I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail. We're gonna have to do another retroactive thumbnail change. This session didn't go the direction I thought it was going to.
Was it all of our heads?
So
on
that's
bikes?
40.
It was.
So that's 40 times 2.
80.
So that's 80, and he's prone.
Nice.
Well, he's definitely prone.
and a fortitude save.
That's accurate. He's definitely prone.
And a fortitude save because
He's dead,
Sonic.
isn't he?
He's dead.
oh, he's dead.
He has over 200 damage.
Oh,
and you
in
hit
that
him for
case.
80.
I just straight up hammer to the chest. Boom. Like you literally see his heart explode out of his back.
That's where my golf ball went.
Cartoonish slapping notwithstanding, you step up. He turns to face you, and you thud him with this hammer so hard it knocks every conceivable concept of wind out of him. He couldn't possibly react or say anything other than just get knocked onto his back, where he just does not move anymore.
Take everything back I ever said about you, Marshall. You do fine work. Absolutely splendid.
Thank you, lady.
It's like the end of that Three Ninjas movie with the big guy. With the
Yes.
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 Valia
Yes.
kind of looks at the marshal. I'm inclined to agree, honestly.
You still smell awful. Can you take it back behind me?
I hardly think of anyone I'd rather have on my side.
It's good to utilize big weapons in open area.
Probably get out before somebody notices us here, though.
Can-
This was perhaps a bait.
Can I just say that there are snipers everywhere?
Oh, I think they've noticed us.
So are we still in initiative?
You are
Technically,
Rashid.
yes.
So Roisin is actually going to kind of stagger to her feet and notice that her body is still putting itself back together. And she's just looking around because she knows that there's something still going on.
I technically still have one action left, but there's not really.
I don't know what you could do with it. Really.
Yeah,
You could
there's
psych
not
yourself,
much.
I guess.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Sorry. Go continue.
Roisin will kind of stagger up to her feet. They're still somewhere. Back to the
The battle music is still playing.
Exactly.
back to the tunnels, and we can go up and get the rest of them. And she's just gonna kind of start kind of turning and just kind of take one stride to get back towards where the tunnel entrance is. Yeah, sorry, 20 feet.
Yeah.
And actually, it was get up, stride, and yeah, no, I'll take another stride.
So you start kind of stride breaking into a jog as you move back towards the entrance. And at that, several arrows come shooting down into the quarry from the distance. The first towards Trishik with a 33.
That'll hit.
And another one coming down towards Eleonora with a 30, because that's 3 lower.
That'll hit.
Trishik, you will take 13 points of piercing damage. Eleonora, you will take 24.
With the
One of
max.
those rolls was high, the other roll was low.
That's fine.
And as both those strike, a couple more arrows follow them pretty shortly, glancing across the stone floor of the quarry around you. There are clearly shots raining down from the eastern side upon you, but it's an incredible distance, and from here it's even almost impossible to make out specifically who is firing. But it's now that there's nothing else taking your attention, it's pretty clearly from that upper opening. But Resme.
Resme is going to run. Actually, no, I think I can do it from here with reach. Is going to feel green life energy flow up out of her fingertips, and it will flow toward Roisin. Donum vitae. And you will get a nice plug of healing
I'll take it.
from your friendly sorceress who doesn't want you to die. Okay. 4, 7, 15, 1, 25 plus. It's gonna be 52 points of healing.
Okay.
Eleonora.
So, I know people are watching me, right?
Somebody's watching you. They shot you.
I know, right? I know this. Perform doesn't have a range. As long as they can see me.
Watch me dance!
So I'm gonna do a quick little twirl for a 34 versus whatever their will DC is.
Okay.
Activate my dancing scarves, which lets me move half my speed, which is now 55, so 25, towards the closest tunnel entrance, and then I'm gonna move my full speed towards the tunnel entrance, which is
And she's off the map.
Yeah, and that in 2 strides, you could definitely get back to the tunnel. Trishik.
it's one stride because perform and activate the scarves in action.
Oh, I thought it activated as part of the
No,
performance.
I have to
Okay.
do a performance.
You can almost get there though.
Yeah, but now I'll have concealment.
Well, 90 feet back towards the cave. Because as fun as it would be to dimension door up there and start assassinating archers, I do not have a lot of health.
Marshall.
I kind of shout back at Resme. Misty, how far up are they?
To the east, high. Do I look like I have binoculars?
You can see the entrance they're probably coming from is about 500 feet away.
Okay, yeah, no,
It's like 400.
Yeah, we've already
Okay, yeah,
established.
there's no-
400 feet away, 40 feet up.
40 feet up? I do have Mighty Leap.
Okay. How many turns does it take you to run 400 feet?
Oh, good point. Yeah, never mind.
It's very far. It's more than a football field.
It would take me
Even
like
in giant form.
3 turns.
Shut up.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just start running towards the exit,
like
but I purposely
shots,
am going to
not
try and run in
shots.
front of Roisin so I can be, cover fire for her.
Okay, so stay kind of behind her.
Yeah, I will be meat shield for my buddy.
All right, Valia seeing these arrows come down, also super retreating. That sounds great right now. And Rasheen, getting another round of running is going to get you to the base of the entrance, but not able to climb into it.
Okay.
Marshall, the furthest in the back here, is going to be the one receiving a salvo of arrows into the gigantic target that is his existence. Is a 32,
That is.
and then a way less. So
Okay.
you're gonna get one of them.
That's fine.
Arrow piercing into you for 14 points of piercing damage,
That doesn't even take out my temp health.
and then 27.
27 is the exact hit, so
The other one's like a 18. They got like hella range penalties, but 21 points of piercing damage on the second arrow, and the third ones are just gonna fly wide. Yeah, they're just the third ones are gonna
Not
Okay.
20s.
not 20s
They
as this
shooting at like -8s.
salvo. -6s. They got longbows,
Okay.
but that's still
They're drawing a long bow.
real far.
yeah. Well,
So-
one's out of combat, yeah.
Resme, you're still out a little ways from the tunnel entrance here.
Resme is gonna cast Prying Eye.
Up there.
Yeah. They can't see it, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get an idea of how many of them are surrounding us.
Ooh, I like this. This is big brain. Here's what I'm gonna do.
That's why I didn't run into the center of the room and attack big and feisty.
She was in the mood.
I know, I understand. It's your time of the month. I'm not judging you.
So I'm just gonna give us a resume token here because it has vision. Your prying eye pops up in the farthest northeastern alcove, where you can see a pair of snipers up against this ledge, again, just kind of with the post set in as a guard. One of them against the corner, kneeling very down, the other one almost shooting over their shoulders. They look very similar, like probably siblings, perhaps even twins. The two of them are definitely
Slightly burned.
very half-elven and a little bit crispy. You can see where the fireball exploded, but it doesn't seem to have done a real meaningful amount of damage to the pair of them. The chamber itself is fairly empty, save for the two of them. But you can see a passage leading both to the east and to the west that are lit up enough by torches that you can see out to the east. It looks like it is a storage room just filled with crates and boxes stacked up like a grandmother's attic. How's that for a metaphor?
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's good.
I like it.
I'm gonna move. I know it's not necessarily my turn, but I'm gonna.
It is your turn.
I'm gonna continue moving the eye around to see if we're being shot at from any other of the hallways that are surrounding the pit, because I would like to know if we're gonna get buoyed if we go off in any other
And
direction.
the prying eye only moves like yay fast as the teleport, so like it goes down to the quarry and can peek around a bit. It doesn't see fire coming from anywhere else. It all seems to be coming from these two siblings up in the corner.
Okay.
Eleonora, you could easily reach the wall with another movement action, which is just going to require you to get back up 15 feet into the alcove.
Alcove.
Alcove. Well, we're gonna try to, I guess. Can I do a jump?
You jump 15 feet vertically?
No.
Yeah,
I need someone. I need someone to climb
no,
on.
then you're gonna need to make a climb.
Let me make a climb. What's the? Well, 9 on the die plus what is that? Or 6 on the die. Athletics.
Athletics up.
23.
23. Coming down safely was kind of difficult. Going up the side of quarried granite is a lot more difficult. There's not really any real handholds. It's just sort of a rough stone face, and 23 is not going to let you get a grip on it.
Does anyone have a grappling hook?
But you do have another action. You can try it again.
I'll try clambering again.
Or I can literally yeet
Just
everyone
pick
up
you
there.
up and put you.
Yeah, Marshall can literally reach the top of it.
Calculating
Yeah.
trajectory.
30 we'll get you up there. With 30, you would be able to, the second attempt, kind of focus and scramble and just hop and barely get enough extra height from a climb to grab the edge and pull yourself up. Trishik.
I'm gonna go halfway up the wall and ready to help the next person who's gonna go up.
There you go. Climby boy. Marshall.
Climb speed.
It would take you all of your actions to get back over to the entrance where Trishik is waiting.
Well, I will make sure that I am standing close to the wall, so if any of my partners need to use me as a way to get up there, they can.
Marshall the ladder man.
As you get over there, Valia is
I'm
going to make
helping.
her way over. She gets one attempt to try to get up. And as you're reaching down, Trishik, she would reach up for your arm. Because she is...
All right, I assist.
Ooh, I'm trained in athletics.
And only has one arm.
And only has one arm.
Uh-oh.
I mean, she could just wait till I pick her up.
So she gets a 7 total.
Uh-oh.
She one-handed, and Trishik, neither you are both roguey types. Neither of you quite with the strength to just easily straight haul her and fling her up there.
I have 14 strength. And
Yeah.
I'm a solid anchor on the wall.
Yeah, but it's a solid anchor on a vertical wall, which you got your climbing stuff, that's still not super easy. It'd just be like us trying to do it with a ladder. That's still really hard to grab someone from the ground and yeet them up to the top of a ladder. Valia, given her condition, is going to have some difficulty with this. And as she jumps and grabs and just kind of slips, not really able to get any purchase, sort of grits her teeth and looks around to the group of you and back up to Sheik. I hadn't really considered this part.
Don't worry, we have answer right there.
Roshin.
Roshin's gonna look at her for a bit and kind of, again, like trying to spit words out. Flat check to cast a spell. That's gonna fail, actually, because I did not make a 7.
I'm too dumb for magic!
I'm gonna give you a hero point. Thank you, Deadly Doll. See if I can make this work. That's the same.
Why do you keep
honking
rolling
number.
in that tower? It is the
It doesn't-
tower of death.
I've watched it. It didn't really roll. It just kind of fell
It just
vertically.
fell
like-
vertically down the thing.
Yeah.
Well, as you try to spit some magic, your head's swimming, you can't manifest the spell out.
She'll just curse and spit, and then she's going to pull a rope out of her back and start lashing Valia to her back.
Well, you're reaching, you're trying to tie Val. Valia's not just gonna let you tie her to your back. She's, you are a little scary right now, and she does not know you very well. So you got some rope. She kind of puts her hands up and turns to Marshall as another couple of arrows come raining down. With a 38 on Marshall.
That is going to crit.
You still have large target, man. Roll very bad, fortunately. So 22 points of piercing damage. And
Not so bad.
a 25 to hit Valia, which clatters off of the wall in front of you. One more salvo to Marshall with a nothing and Valia with a nat 20. So the more they rain these arrows down this great distance, it's seeming to kind of like championship shooting. They're ranging this in. They're getting better at
I
it.
played that
Has
flat.
purchase on the wall now.
Whoa! Watch worse dice for Valia. 46 points of piercing damage.
Maybe she will let you tie you up.
As she's going
If
to
she
climb.
passes out, she won't be able to stop
and,
me.
She staggers. You see an arrow actually
I
punch
mean, I could just
through
throw
her
her up
side.
there.
The tip of the arrow just barely poking out through her stomach.
Just eyebrow kind of raised.
And she reaches down with the one hand she has to put over it. Looks to you. Looks to Marshall. Looks up to the ledge.
I got you, Missy. Don't worry.
Don't tell anyone about this.
I'm just
It's
like,
improper. Resume.
Resume is. Resume is gonna grab out her rope of climbing.
Okay.
And I am going to toss that up to Trishik, so that hopefully he and I together, using this modified rope, which just makes me better at climbing,
Kinda
will be
nods
able.
itself and helps.
Well,
It
yeah,
tries to help you.
It
It's
tries
smart.
to help me.
It does its best.
Will be able to get me up this glyph.
I'm approximately 8 feet above you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's give me Just ranged attack roll. Don't be bad. You're tossing her up at somebody on
That's a
an actual
15.
roof. Yeah, like you're fine.
Throw it at me.
Roll not a 1.
Yeah.
And then with Trishik having that, are you gonna make an athletics
Yeah.
check here? Okay. Now you are dealing with a rope of climbing rather than a sheer face of granite. So you're at a tower.
I think it just needs a rest.
Tired.
I spent a lot of time 3D printing it.
I am
Technically,
ready to blame the tower.
My printer spent a lot of time 3D printing it, and so I wanted to give it a chance, but
It's gonna be a 21 with the rope.
21 will allow you to get up there relatively easily. And then Eleonora.
I'm gonna fish out a rope because I'm not looking over the edge. Fish out a rope, throw one end down, take the
And as
other
you
end.
throw it, you see another end of a rope just go. So the work is lay up next to you.
snake.
That's fine.
Tie.
I'm gonna throw it down anyway. I'm gonna keep doing what I was doing.
All right,
That
you have a
means-
rope down.
And I want to actually back up and wrap it around one of these spikes that are in the ground. The safety.
Oh, the
fin.
posts?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
And as you do that, Trishik's still on the wall.
Can I grab one of them and pull them up?
Give me an athletics check. You can pull them up to you, and then you need another one to climb up with them, which is going to be pretty hard.
I had to have actually very good athletics.
That's fair.
So a 27 to grab.
Okay, who are you grabbing?
Doesn't
Your
matter.
ground is Roisin, Marshall, and Valia.
I'm not worried about him.
Marshall
I
can take
guess
care of
Valia's
himself.
having the hardest time. I'll grab a hold
It
of
says
her.
Valia's resigned herself to the fate of being hefted like a sack of Marshall's potatoes.
And,
Your hand comes down again.
The
She
group could be.
looks. She takes it. You haul her up to where you are
And then I got a 26 to get her up the rest of the way.
and help carry her up onto the landing. She doesn't have an extra hand to even help with the rope. She's pretty much just hanging on to you, just wholly hoping that you can get her up there.
I'm just a foot rest, just pushing her up.
As you get her up on the ledge, it's just Marshall and Rasheen down at the bottom.
Just for the record, we could always rename the group Marshall and his little potatoes.
We could. Probably not going to.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
Until I disintegrate. And then you become mashed potatoes.
Marshall.
Well,
Marsh
I think Roisin is the only one left on the ground still, technically speaking.
Wouldn't that be disintegrados?
It would be, yes. Rasheen's not allowed.
Okay. I look at her.
She's got a rope out.
And Valia just kind of like went, no, that's okay, get shot. And like Trushik just picks her up. So she's just holding this rope like a dummy, and it's like,
I look at Roisin. Missy, you trust me?
There's also a magic sentient self-knotting rope and a regular rope hanging down the side now.
I feel so redundant right now.
Come here. I pick her up.
I'll spend nothing but adventures today.
I pick her
You
up.
being 10 feet tall, the pulling yourself up this ledge, even holding Rasheen under your arm.
No,
is-
I'm just gonna
like-
push her up myself.
It does not even require athletics checks. Like, you're tall enough, this is not a
Yeah.
challenge.
I just go like yeet, and then I pull myself up.
So, as you get yourself up into the ledge and out of the firing line
Oh, the cave has turned.
from the rest, from these archers here, the group of you finally ending up somewhat safe up in the cavern itself.
We're only in the enemy headquarters.
Just
We're
Relatively
fine.
safe.
Well, I mean, safe as in you're not currently having arrows rained down on you, so like that's a step, right? You
Safe as houses.
You ungrateful gift horse lookers.
I'm drained one. He's drained one.
Stop getting hit by things that drain one you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
just don't
Loser.
get hit.
It wasn't a fair fight.
But as you pull yourselves up
It was
here,
totally
you
fair.
are, I imagine, all kinds of various amounts of severely injured.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
probably a lot better from heavy curse after a couple rounds.
That's significantly
But
better, actually.
as you get into the cave, your rage is going to end as you shrink back down, and the blood mist is going to fade.
poof.
Or at least stop healing you.
Fair enough. Roshin's going to kind of. That was an adventure.
Can we not do that again?
Oh, don't think we'll have to.
Marshall
What did I
does
drop
his-
my shield? So go pick it up, and she just seems to be pacing. She just seems kind of restless.
Sit down and relax.
I don't think we have time for that. They know we're here now. They're
That's
sending
what's-
reinforcements down on us.
You
Possibly a poor decision to follow that giant.
You would have let everyone know anyway, and besides, I kind of wanted to.
Well, the biggest problem
I've never
dealt
quite
with.
felt like this before, actually. It's
stay still.
very resting.
How bad do you look?
I go over in
very.
the corner and start. I have the medicine feat that lets me do it every 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Continue.
you're okay, so you can do that.
Resume starts dumping very nice smelling stuff all over you.
Trishik is going to get his essential oils today.
I'm just looking at resume with one of my many drinking horns in hand. Like, it's okay, Missy. I see it all the time. You're doing fine though.
I'm not
As I'm covered
terribly
in
familiar
blood.
with various shades of giant, but if there are many more of that one's kind, we may be up to our necks here.
I mean,
That we may be. However, did you look in those pits down there?
53?
Didn't get much of the opportunity, but knowing what the Scarlet Triad's been up to in Kintago, I
you
can
at full?
imagine.
They have quite a number of them.
I look much better.
It's going to be quite an operation to try to get that many people out of here.
It'll,
Take another 15.
I figure that will be something that we'll have to deal with after we deal with the current crisis.
Certainly something we won't be able to handle with any amount of resistance. Look,
looking?
Rasheen, Resme, Eleonora,
I got a good
you
chunk
two,
out
I
of me.
guess. There's
I was gonna try and do a medicine check on myself, but yeah.
the Triad has made it pretty clear they don't really want their presence here to be known, and they would be far from the first illicit slaving ring to have contingencies to cover their tracks.
Yes, but we cannot leave anyone here to escape.
No, that's exactly as I'm
47.
saying.
I thought you meant we should perhaps go tell someone about
No.
this.
No, the furthest thing from it. Even if somebody knows that we're here, they don't seem prepared to really mount a defense. I think we just got challenged to a gladiatorial bout by a giant for his own amusement.
Oh, that's quite clear.
Oh yeah.
I'm not amused.
But if there's one thing they're going to be prepared to
Strangely, I
handle,
had a good time.
You're an idiot.
it's going to be scrapping their
As did I.
organization. They'll be able to cover the track swiftly if they need. Now, and she kind of looks out to the quarry. I don't know how, given the depths of this pit. I imagine the archers can't easily fire down into the gratings, but they probably know more of this area than we do. This is beneath that mountain. Vaguely. Whichever direction it was, honestly. I didn't get a good look from the quarry. It's entirely possible they may have this set up to collapse. Maybe why it was abandoned in the first place, perhaps. It may have become too unstable.
Well, they
I
certainly.
suppose, but what are we supposed to do about it if that's the case?
Well, we're committed. We'll either finish this now, or I'm afraid we may not be able to at all.
That's my thoughts exactly, so let's keep going.
During this entire
We
conversation,
spend a lot of time worrying about things that we can't do anything about.
I'd just say we chop off the head of the snake and finish it already.
I'm with Marshall on this one.
Could we rest a bit first?
During this entire conversation,
Boy.
Ella's walked off to the furthest end of the room, sat down with her back turned to everyone else. She takes her mask off, sets it down next to her, facing away, and she starts, see with the mask on, I'm in a lot of pain. This sucks.
Miss Resme, when you're done with Trishik here, who admittedly had it terribly worse
She's
than me,
pouting.
can you
Very
help
much
me
so.
extract this arrow?
Oh, stay still. Give me a
I
moment.
haven't had one pierce all the way through before, but fortunately...
You're talking a lot, and I have to concentrate.
I apologize.
Marshall's gonna self-medicate himself
Nat
with a
20.
nat 20.
48 health.
I rolled a 44.
48 plus
34.
10 health.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're taking 10 minutes.
I imagine we're taking 10 minutes first. Yeah, it's not like we didn't finish this right this second, but it's like we probably
While we're
leave.
taking the 10 minutes, because I know that this is kind of active, got healed immediately. I'm gonna go watch down the hallway and make sure no one is actively coming our way, so we at least have a warning
The hallway that you came from?
that farther down.
Okay, because you can see that the area further down from you,
Like if we were to
Here.
continue deeper.
it clearly leads into a massive squared chamber, which at least forks off to the right. But this chamber looks very different from the quarry tunnels you've been through so far, which have been rough-hewn picked stone set up with wooden supports every so often to ensure its stability. This is a much more squared stone chamber that is much higher, the ceiling near 20 feet above. This doesn't look like it was simply excavated with pick and shovel. And much more care was put into the actual design of the chamber itself. Beyond that, the wall on the far side of you, even as you can see from here, bears a large, intricate carved mural of something. You want to go in there?
I'm specifically
ensuring.
I'm specifically going to be in that doorway, watching for anyone approaching from that direction.
Yeah. From where you are, though, yeah, you can get a decent angle of the room. So if anyone comes in from there, wherever that chamber may lead.
Just a heads up so that we don't get ambushed.
Right. Make me a perception check. While you're waiting for 10 minutes.
39 on a nat 20.
Solid. So with a nat 20, while this is obviously exterior the same granite, it doesn't magically change into a different stone here. Not only was this clearly done with different tools, this chamber, as it is, any marks that were used in his excavation have almost worn smooth. This is not just older than the quarry, this is centuries, if not millennia, older than the quarry.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, I will.
It just looks like the quarry accidentally tunneled into it.
I will wait until we're done.
You guys thought it was just gonna be trying. It's never that easy.
Yeah, I'll wait until we're done with our 10 minutes of rest before I bring that up.
Surprise magical hell dungeon attached to the side of the Triad face.
Who could have foreseen it?
Dang you, Galarian! How do peasants even survive here?
They
This
don't.
realm sucks.
They don't really. It's just humans can birth at a rate
So
that's sustained.
we're the rats of Galarian. We can outbreed our slaughter.
So,
So you two, what are you two doing this 10 minutes? Because it takes you much less time than that to use your alchemical supplies to heal Trishik.
So I am going to use ancestral memories, and now that I'm 6th level, it makes me an expert in the skill I choose. So I'm going to attempt an expert medicine check on Valia.
Okie dokie.
That's pretty neat.
So give me that medicine check as you try to extract the one arrow that hit her for almost 50.
That hurts.
It does.
That's a third of my health.
That's not
Got a
good.
new piercing.
All right, that's a 17 plus 15 is a 32.
That will critically succeed. So you'll be able to extract that pretty well, healing her for 4d8 plus 10. Obviously, you're not going to entirely repair the internal organ damage that's been done to her. Gonna be a lot better.
Sorry, I've just added the numbers up just because I was looking at them.
He likes math.
So it's 15 plus 10 is 25.
I
25?
counted 31.
31, you're right. I'm done.
15 plus 10 is 25, so is that...
No, it is 31. I missed a die.
Oh, it's 21
There was an
plus
8 and a
10.
7, and then there was 2 other dice, so I know you missed
No,
a lot of them.
I'm silly. He's right, it is 31.
31 will patch her up pretty well. And Roisin, this 10 minutes, are you just seething?
Seething, she's actually pacing, kind of like a tiger in a cage, but she's doing this as she's refocusing, trying to get herself under control. Actually, by the end of those 10 minutes, she'll kind of calm down a bit, and she's actually able to kind of sit down, and she looks almost exhausted by the end of it. But she's actually got her breathing under control. She's not panting anymore. She kind of stops like just the veins kind of come down in her head a bit, and the mist kind of dies down a bit, and so she's down to her lowest level of curse again. And she looks really somber, like she's not really sure exactly what happened to her just then.
So after about 10 minutes, as everyone is wrapping up, they're wrapping up, and / arrow extraction. And you have seen no movement from this opening here, Trishik, but you can just barely make out what sounds like a very low chanting. It's a decent way in the distance, and it sounds like it's in the same language that the giants have been speaking.
Well, if I see everyone's finishing up with their individual tasks, I will come back over. It appears that quarry was abandoned for a particular reason, not just because they ran out of stone. There is some kind of ruin in cave wall, and I hear chanting.
Are you telling me there's a demon in the quarry?
Is perhaps, yes,
What is with you?
is demons.
I know, but why are you always the one who finds them and comes back and tells us?
I'm useful.
Oh, someone has to go tell us.
You have a good point.
If the
Eleonora, are you all right over there in the corner?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, you look delightful.
Ah.
Oh, Roshin, are you back?
Yeah, I think I have myself under control. It's never happened before. Wonder what other surprises Milani has for me.
I'm not traditionally one to pry, but I'm afraid I must at least a little when our lives are on the line.
Oh, it's
You,
well, it's Milani's battle curse. When it takes you, it sort of feeds on itself, and that's always been something I could deal with. It was something I could balance, and it was something I could keep my head about. But it's just been getting stronger, and it just seemed to overwhelm me. I actually just lost control of everything. Casting spells, I couldn't keep my blessings in mind. All I could think about was just.
I can tell you exactly what that is.
That sounded
I was like Marshall, actually. I fell to the way he looks all the time.
awful.
did see you have some difficulty with some of your magics, and, well, I didn't speak up as perhaps I or somebody should have, maybe, when you tried to follow a giant out into the open of the quarry, but...
He knocked me flat, ripped my guts out with that chain, and I was enjoying it. It
That
was bizarre.
sounds absolutely delightful. Please don't do that anytime soon. You terrified me.
You're sure this is Melanian, not some what, Zon Kuthon or
Oh, it
something?
sounds like the work of any god to me.
Nah, it's a berserker
says-
jeans.
She like her back still
Very,
turns like she's messing with her hair, getting herself straightened back up.
Oh no,
This
this is
mask back on.
Melani's curse. I'm quite familiar with it.
Roshin, it's okay.
Oh, you're very sweet.
You're gonna be all right.
Well, good news. If this is the tunnel's, the quarry's tunnel, and it continues seemingly through whatever the strange chamber is over here, I'd like to believe that they didn't find anything immediately dangerous because they stayed long enough to. That seems to be a continuation of the quarry tunnel coming out of the right side of that.
Well, they were sleeping right next to it apparently, so it can't be too terrible.
Giants, but I
now-
can't imagine they were having part of the quarrying.
Let me toss idea. Ayudara. Another one, perhaps.
Here?
The old chamber.
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, those build things all over the place.
You know, that's actually a very good
The
point.
Scarlet
a what?
Triad is very
What?
interested in them.
That would answer several questions simultaneously.
That's
It's not impossible.
that's brilliant,
I'm
Trishik.
just gonna.
But it'd be
go
far too
absolutely
convenient.
along with-
If you're writing a story, you might put that into it, but that never happened in real life.
I have no idea what you just said.
Is a big teleporting circle of stone. The Triad is after them.
Ah,
It's magic, darling.
Which is a good
Oh,
point,
that's
though, they
magic.
are.
That's why they sent me down to the Mongi jungles, so it could explain why Brzakil Varashba and his ilk are in Kintargo now. It's the closest major city to where we are.
I feel like you can't say his name without saying the full thing, like just in
Does
general.
Polly ever say half of people's names?
No, like,
except
I
just-
want to say
oh.
his full name.
You want to say the whole Brzakil Varashba?
Yeah.
It's like a full title. You can't just,
Master Conjurer.
Master Conjurer! You can't just call him Brzak. But, it's only recently gotten comfortable calling you by your first name.
That's true.
After you've almost died together 15 times.
I only
What
have
a-
a first name.
16.
That's fair.
is it her first name if
16.
it's your only name?
It's its only name, like Meatloaf.
Well,
Thanks.
for
that.
Campfire, we're gonna actually go.
Well, that other giant, the one who called up from the quarry, he... gods and Abadar above, what I would not give to understand his giant speak. I imagine studying that could be useful, but
Well, I mean, typically.
I think he
it would
pretty
not
much
be.
got the gist of his point across.
he was clearly saying, it looked like he was pointing past us before he beckoned you down to the quarry. He was saying something about that chamber, or something past it.
I'm sure it wasn't important.
I still think we should go check it out.
Of
You-
course, it's the way up.
Do you imagine that the Triad worked closely with giants?
Well, at least a
This
few of them.
does dramatically complicate things.
Not particularly.
I mean, it
don't
is a big
believe-
problem.
It doesn't change our plan one bit, actually.
Yeah, I do
Well-
not believe Scarlet Triad is working with giants. I believe giants want what is in that room.
Well, they're sharing a bunker just down the hall,
Yes, they struck a deal.
perhaps.
Compromise, you think?
I hear
Well,
the
what
giants.
would giants have to do with an elven teleportation gate?
Is magic they do not understand. Who knows?
Never taken giants to be once particularly interested in magic. Did
It's also possible they just live here. You have to live somewhere.
It is the mountains.
Quarry long abandoned.
I'm afraid that I don't have enough data to make any real suggestions as of yet. We've barely seen a quarter of this place. I would hate to take actions based on assumptions that we just don't have any evidence for.
If we're all bandaged up as
That's
well as we
something
can
really
be
smart.
and
I can do it every once in a while.
feeling in good shape, then I suppose I'll follow. And she
We're all limping it in some form
I
or
mean,
fashion.
pulls her rapier back out from the sheath and holds it in front of her.
If we
If
have
you
some
are.
more time, I could heal somebody else. It just depends how much you'd like to take.
Well, who's still... she's just looking around and then kind of looks at Elnor and says, oh,
Halfway through another potion bottle.
right, I'm sorry. Between
you
the two
alright?
of you, how are you looking?
Oh, I'm fine right now. I mean, I got a bruise here and there, but I can take a.
The
Are
size
you
of
Marshall fine, or are you fine?
He's already medicine checked himself fine, so like, oh man.
I'm almost at full. I'll put it
He
that
looks-
way.
Okay.
Talia also is okay, would not take any
But
magic.
I'm also like 2 of you. So.
I've got a few scrapes and bruises, but none of the big wounds from getting hit by the large man.
Okay. All right. Well, that's actually yeah.
Well,
Actually,
the size of this quarry works for us, as even with some archers in the distance knowing we're here, it's going to take that word some time to pass through here. It seems
Yes.
they're completely unprepared for an attack.
well, it's far more likely that they'll probably just be trying to prepare defenses, especially if this place is going to take us off to Giant Town. However it is, I'm sure the Triad wouldn't want to risk iron up their neighbors by marching an army through them.
May very well be.
And we don't have 2 hours, I suppose.
Well, whatever information we're going to learn from this strange chamber over here is certainly going to shed some light on things.
Well, let's
whether
take a look
it's
at it.
Giant city or what have us.
All right. Trishik, would you like to go in first and make sure there's nothing there that's going to jump out and, well, explode us?
Would not be bad idea to understand what we're walking into.
Pristine shield.
It's more like
Sneaky
it's a
time.
mine. They could have rigged it.
So, Trishik, as you go to sneaky time, your way around the corner up here, I think that's probably a solid ending point.
Yeah.
For this week's session.
Does Trushik immediately die to a trap? Find
Walk
out
up
next
the
week.
corner.
Next time.
Next
Oh,
time on
man.
Pathfinder.
I miss you, Swole Man. You were a great character that didn't share any languages with the party.
Roshi misses Swoleman too. She's sorry she didn't get his name.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Understand it.
I put so much thought into the hilarity that was Swole Man before I realized that you have no languages in common, and that all he can do is flex at you and just kind of hope the idea
Which
gets across.
Makes it even better.
Which I guess
It makes it
Ironically,
even
I think
better.
that was way better. If you had
was Johnny
actually
Bravo.
spoken,
he was
would've
Johnny
ruined it.
Bravo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it actually works out pretty well how it did, so I can't complain too much.
His voice was like it was more of like a wrestler type of thing. Like, I am going to challenge you.
Yeah, brother.
That's all I can
I'll take you all on.
he was the troll version of the heist of the.
That's exactly what, and he just literally, all I had him saying was like, hey, I can fight you right here, or you can follow me out there, and we can put on a damn show. Let's go! And Rashin's like, okay. He's like, yeah, we're doing this. I can't believe they agreed to that. Actually, not an ambush. The archers who were there just kind of vaguely watching the choir like, what the hell?
Well, who are they? Why are they fight? Should we shoot them? I guess.
That's why they just shot at Resmeg. Like, no. Well, we might hit him. No, I'm not shooting anywhere near that. I don't want to get suplexed out of the material plane.
I do not want to be a dumbbell today.
So,
Gets stretched over the boulders and used as.
chat, thank you all for joining us today. We'll be back next week as we delve further into what is apparently not just the triad operations at the quarry. Whatever it is that this quarry uncovered long ago that now bears a lot of giants of not just different tribes, but entirely different species who have come here to this place for whether it's the work with the Scarlet Triad or their own ideas. We'll find out next week. And maybe, just maybe, we won't all die horribly.
Maybe not.
Hope you
Maybe.
guys enjoyed the Two Perception Show.
Bye,
Good night,
guys.
Bye.
everybody. Where am music? There it is.